Hey guys, we are now live. We are now live. So I want to show you something really quickly. I was supposed to go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to cover the Remy. Hey, Latisse. Hey, sweetie. First one in the chat. So I wanted to go live today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to cover the Remy and her husband saga, the black love couple that everybody's now so heartbroken over, that's up here exploiting their situation on social media now, because they're no different than any other social media influencer that's on social media where they get their bag on social media. I was supposed to cover that plus the Jaguar right and update on Ronnie and the Chrisean Rock situation. However, I had rescheduled that. Hey, Robin. Hey, Blessed. How are you, sweetie? I rescheduled that to 12, I think 12:30 or 12 o'clock tomorrow. Um, yeah, I've been rescheduling stuff if I don't feel up to it, if I'm laid up, if I'm doing my 1 2 1 2, I will reschedule something. I don't want to do the burnout thing where I got to take a week off because I'm doing too much at one time. So I listen to what my body and my mind says, and I just want to show you something really quickly. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. However, I changed my page up. So the home page has my playlist with my Jaguar right videos. I think I got about 60 videos. I've had hundreds of Jaguar right commentary videos prior to doing Chrisean Rock content. Yes, I used to do Jaguar right sector. So if you look here, this is nothing. This is about 60 something videos here, okay? So this is nothing compared to what I had covering Jaguar right. Just to show you that first and foremost. So this is not nothing new that I'm going to be putting on my channel. A lot of my subscribers I have gained from doing Jaguar right content. For those of you that did not know that, um I probably, if I didn't each year of what was it, 20, no, actually 2019, I've been deleting videos since, doing audits on my own channel. So I should have at least, you might see, what does it say here? I have currently 1,600 videos. I should have at least, no, give or take about 7,000 videos on this channel, but I've deleted so many videos because YouTube has changed their community guidelines up so much. I didn't want to take no chances. I had a problem a couple of years ago on this channel, and I didn't know what YouTube was trying to tell me that I needed to fix on my channel, so I took every video down, even my juicing videos down. I did a 120-day juice cleanse. I used to do like 2 3 video updates a day. So you do the math how many videos I have deleted off this channel. So don't think that my videos stopped from 2023 or 2022. But yeah, Jaguar right content is gonna be going back up. I will be updating you guys on the Jaguar right situation. What she's saying about the P Diddy and Jay Z, or any social media influences, that will be going back up, just to let you know that, and we're gonna switch the game up. So I just want to let you guys know, for the people that did not know that I used to do Jaguar right content and other content, that is going back up, and that's not no new. Especially speaking about Jaguar right, that's not nothing new that I just started talking about. And let me just say something to you. I will remove plant seeders, planters, whatever you want to call them. Before I went live, I seen some clown in my comment section talking about, lady, before you post, get your facts right. Blueface already said that he's Chrisean Rock's baby's father. First of all, any video I put up recently or today, I ain't said, not out of my mouth, that Blueface said anything about that baby being his or not. I don't care whose baby it is, to be honest with you. I don't lay up with Blueface and Chrisean Rock. That is for people in the back with the helmet on the short bus to worry about. I can't get that invested in worrying and stressed out about who Chrisean Rock laid up with and who's claiming to be the baby's father of the child. I'm a commentator and I commentate on the news, period, point blank. When I log off this internet, or even if I'm still on the internet, but I'm not talking about Chrisean Rock, I'm just doing me, I'm living my life. Life goes on. I'm not that invested like you think I am. Invested and consistency are two different things. I'm consistent. I'm not invested. Consistent means I get up here every day and I post. I put videos up every day of the week, 365 days out the week, unless something happens and I have, it's out of my control. But that's being consistent. Invested is me fighting and going back and forth with people on social media about somebody else's life that don't have nothing to do with me. I've never met this person in the flesh, and I'm sitting up here beefing to the point I gotta go to court, or for something that happened online, or file a police report. No, that's invested. Nobody's invested over here. This is what I do for my line of work. I get paid for what I do. Period, point blank. So please don't get up here clowning, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I will block you because I want organic viewers. I don't care who comes and watches me, because I already know who controls this whole set. And this is Google's platform. YouTube sold this to Google. All right, get your facts right. Okay, so the big boss is Google. YouTube just manages what they sold to Google. Okay, and they control my audience and who's gonna discover me and who's gonna like my content and want to subscribe. I ain't got to get up here and lie to you, or be capping like I'm a super fan of Chrisean Rock just to get a view. Okay, you go over there to them other channel holders that you do that to, and you pile up over there and window lick, show them love and all that stuff, and they ain't showing you no love back. But don't come over here on this channel with all that mess. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because see, people think just because I said I don't block no more and I let comments go through, that I'm just gonna sit there and let you say anything you want. Nah, you really need to check yourself or you wreck yourself. Seriously. Don't be on my comment section with no false narratives. So, anyways, I just saw a live with Ronnie, and he went live and he was bringing up what I already knew, because he said earlier when he went to the chiropractor, because he probably was trying to get some more pain pills, in my opinion. He didn't even have an appointment, but he was going to the chiropractor and he was showing the pool and I guess the therapy sessions that they have in there for people who have injuries or whatever. So I guess he's injured now because of the security guard, grabbing him up. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot going on. And yes, I do know about the Jaidyn Alexis interview with No Jumper. I'm gonna check that out. I'm not gonna get too comfortable with just streaming this man's whole live. I have streamed a lot of No Jumper videos and he's cool. He ain't never messed with me. But you just don't want to take things for granted. I don't know that channel holder personally. And I just gotta go check out the material first. I just got finished recording also a live that Ronnie did, updating. He's making it seem like he's not on the run, which we all know he's on the run. Trust me. He got in trouble before his probation even ended, which was a few days prior to when he went to the mall and pulled that stunt with CashApp. So the dude is crashing big time. So if you want to believe that he's not on the run, then you mentally are on the run for believing anything that dude says and stuff. Really, I'm serious. So let me read these comments. Hold on one second. Good evening, Genty. Exactly, blessed. Thank you so much, sis. Hey, Natasha. Thank you. Hey, Poetic. It says, hey, Rosen. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to look at some of these comments and stuff. And another thing I'm going to continuously bring up, and like I said, we don't name drop over here, but I'm bringing it up. Y'all need to get your head between your legs. You know what I'm saying? And wake up. You know, you pick and choose your battles wisely. You know, there's a lot of crap people that are crashing just like Ronnie, and I don't care who gets mad. I'm trying to make it make sense how people tune in and give people views who literally was dragging CashApp, calling us rocktards, and now you're supporting this person. Just before I went on live, I seen it, a video. I said, why are people acting like they got memory loss? Memory loss. In my conversation, my demeanor, you know, my message, the way I format my videos have remained the same on CashApp. When CashApp is crashing, I say she's crashing. I don't maybe say that word, but I let you know she dropped the ball. I was very vocal about how I thought that was a crash dummy move. Her bringing that little boy onto that interview, not interview, that what is it? The thing she had on Zeus Network with her sister. Her sister is not wrapped too tight. She's also thirsty for money, like all the Malones, in my opinion. And she could have jumped on her just in her feelings, and the baby could have fell out of her hands. And people are like people that are just clueless, or they basically just want to see this show, are saying, "Oh well, she came a long way, and this is why she had the baby with her." We get she came a long way, but the people, places, and things that she's revisiting didn't come a long way. They're still in the drama. So you don't bring a baby to a gunfight. And I'm just using that as an example, and I still stand on that. Just giving an example. And you guys when I say you guys, is if it don't apply, let it fly. But you know who you are. But I'm talking about, and see, some of y'all might get offended because instead of staying in the bushes, at least, some of y'all be over there in these people's chat, the ones that all of a sudden saw the light or seeing the light. So now all of a sudden they're now all of a sudden they're here to support that channel holder. They were dragging CashApp. How are you supporting that channel holder when you know in real life, if that person was dragging you in the street, for an example, you couldn't trust him as far as you could see him? Come on now, but you now all of a sudden you trusting in this person. It says, yup, he said he's not going to skip court. However, he really thinks that he got off probation on the 10th. Right. He caught that assault charge prior to the 10th. Right. That part, Cassandra. That part, sis. That part says, yep. It says hit the like button. Thank you, Cassandra. I'm glad you confirmed that. Thank you. He got in trouble prior to getting off of probation. That's what he's not understanding. You have been consistent and fair since I've been tuning in to you. Thank you so much, Cassandra. But I just don't understand, and don't name drop, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And I honestly believe that this person was the one that started the name 𝗪𝗪𝗧, and then left her whole crew hanging when she decided to all of a sudden support ChriseanRock. And when you want to talk about clout chasing and trying to get a bag, but doing it any means necessary, even if it makes them go against their own morals. And if you don't like ChriseanRock, you still can do the content on her, but drag her if that's what where your heart's at. Don't sit up here and say, well, now she's hitting on the algorithm, so I'm gonna act like I'm on the team. I saw the light. You are a two-faced bee, and you know who you are. And you got, listen, let me tell you something. The loudest MF in the room ain't saying nothing. So all that ooh cha and all that stuff you be doing, save it. Don't even come for me with it. Number one, your name ain't even being dropped because you're not that important in real life. But please keep this on the internet if you know who I'm talking about. Because let me tell you something. Half these people that try to act like they killers in real life would not give me that same energy. So, it says I definitely don't support that person. I get off when that person appears. And don't get me wrong, Rosen. Oh, I be in the bushes because you always gotta pay attention to the hate vloggers and bloggers, because you just want to be update on the backstabbers. You can't be just walking around here like life is rainbows and unicorns. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's how did you just out the blue? I know how that person did that, because that is for the almighty dollar. That's why. And I keep telling you, money is the root of all evil. That's why I stay in my own lane, and that's why I'm able. If ChriseanRock, for an example, I'm just saying for an example, a disclaimer example. If ChriseanRock was to get on to live and say, yeah, Ronnie is the baby's father, you won't hear me quiet like some of her people that just go one way with her, and it's like they don't know what to say because they feel like if they do commentary video updating that Ronnie is a father, I'm just saying for an example, she might be mad at them or whatever. No, I stay in my own lane, but my commentary is still neutral. When ChriseanRock is crashing, I say she's crashing. When ChriseanRock's doing right, I say she's doing right. I don't pick a one side. I'm not no follower. I'm a leader. So I can get up here and whatever's going on, give my opinion neutrally and not worry about, I got to wait till the crew collectively come through and then I might speak on it. No, I speak on whatever I want to speak on because I'm grown. And I can do that because I'm grown. Period, point blank. Where's 𝗪𝗧𝗧 at? It says, why he on the run? I'm late. Oh, hey, Big Red. Hey, sis. He's on the run because he didn't go to his court date. Says, thank you, Natasha. It says, great content from a great person. Thank you, sweetie. Mwah. Thank you. Good night, 𝗪𝗧𝗧. I didn't even see 𝗪𝗧𝗧's comment up here. Oh, okay. I see it now. Good night, sis. I'm so busy running my mouth a mile a minute. But yeah, I say whatever I want to say. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Yeah, it's a doggy dog world up here, with these folks. But it is what it is. I see things, for what it is, and it's really sad. I just be looking I be in the bushes, but I be sitting there saying, "Yep." And like I said, I would never like, oh, I ain't messing with you because you're in the comment section of that person that was hating on Chrisean. Now she's a supporter. I would never be like, oh, don't come over here. This ain't a cult channel. You know what I'm saying? You go be wherever you want to be at. But just know, don't come over here playing like you didn't remember alongside with me that person was straight hating on Chrisean Rock. Now all of a sudden you're acting like this channel holder's biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of two-facedness, backpedaling that goes on this web, and it's really sad. I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes things need to be called out. Says, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to get served. Nope. He sure don't. And he even, I seen him live just before I went live. Been on here for what, 22 minutes. So just before I went live, he was already live, and he looks like he's on the run. He's looking like he's on the run. But he ain't got to look like he's on the run, because I know he's on the run, because I remember when he said prior to no, I can't remember if it was after or before he went and ran into Chrisean Rock in the mall. But I know that he said he was getting off of probation on December 10th. I can't remember if it was before or after. It ain't that serious, but I know his probation date was the 10th of December. That was said out of his mouth. But I know that incident happened before the 10th. So he violated his probation before it was even over. A couple of days before it was even over. So I don't know. He doesn't. Look at me. I'm all going backwards. Ronnie hasn't been served yet for the assault case, so he doesn't know when he has a appearance for the probation violation. The summons was just issued. He was going to stay home to get served. Well, there was a video yesterday he put up saying, I would have to pull it up. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I think I put it in the shorts. Let me see. I got so many videos, it's sickening. Sometimes I can't even find my own work on my own channel. That's go and this. So imagine if I didn't delete over the years all the videos that I delete. I definitely wouldn't be able to find anything. Where is it at? It says CashApp Rock X Ronnie. Wait a minute, I'm trying to look at to see. Is it this Ronnie was saying? Okay, I think it's this. Hold on, let me share this real quick. I'm not too sure, but let me see. I think it's this though. It has to be this one here. Wait a minute. Let me see which one did I just read. All right. Is it this one?
And I personally feel like
That's not it. No, that's not it.
But right now,
no, that's not it either. That's another cuckoo.
And Sean Malone was one of her.
No, that's not it. I'm trying to see where I put. It was an update. I think it was the day before. I can't even remember. I'm getting old now. But anyways, no, he's well aware, that he's not showing up to things and he's in trouble. So that's how I look at it. I mean, it's common sense. Unless he got a brain injury or something like that and he don't remember dates. I just seen him say he didn't violate because I know. That's what I'm talking about too. Just before I went live, he tried to lie and say that he didn't violate. His probation officer, he was saying something like he spoke to his probation officer and she was saying that it's a he say, she say. No, it's not. That's why I said if you believe anything that he says, you crazy. No, it's not. Yep. He just said that about a half an hour ago. I can go to the video. Only reason why I'm not streaming it is because I just don't want to stream it without editing. And he's on there cussing and carrying on and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't have that. Not on my channel. I ain't doing that. She said that's some drugs. Yeah, but I'm gonna update. I just don't be in a rush to be the first one to break my neck to put this stuff up. Because at this point, people should know, what time it is. And Ronnie is clearly on something. You know what I'm saying? Because he's acting real brand new and different. Hold on. He looks like he's sleeping. Yep. Right. He sure does. Yep. Sleep deprived. But yeah, he needs to stop this madness. And what's so sickening is we all know he knows that's not his kid. You just risked your freedom. You're gonna be sitting behind bars knowing that you went to jail behind clout chasing. Oh God, I can't make this up, man. I really can't. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button like you hit the like button for people that once upon a time called y'all rock tards, including me. And now all of a sudden they're supporting Chrisean Rock. It's just so corny. I swear to God. If you want to know what a real or a fake person is, that is surely a fake person. He inserted himself for the money and now he has to pay. Yep, exactly, Rosen. All money ain't good money. Yep. But if you inserted yourself all of a sudden now into the equation and became a Chrisean Rock supporter, if y'all don't know what a fake person is, a flip-flopper, someone you can't trust, is that person that I'm referring to. Because I can't believe the whole channel now is Chrisean Rock supporting. Do you think in real life Chrisean Rock would really want to meet somebody like that? Do you think that she trusts this commentator who been dragging her? Crazy. But see what it is, people will act like they don't remember her flip-flopping and like bad mouthing Chrisean Rock, making lies up on her, dogging her out, because they don't care really. The people that you see that are supporting her, their members to her channel and all that other stuff. You can't trust them neither. You know, like-minded people think alike. Right, exactly. Yeah, and I'm not fanned out at all. I do commentary on CashApp just like I used to do commentary on Queen Op. Now, if anybody know who Queen Op is, you would have sense enough to know. Obviously, this woman's up here doing this to make her coins. Ain't no fan at all. Queen Op ain't nobody to be looking up to as no role model. And not only that, CashApp is definitely not my role model. I have a son that's going on 33 years old. CashApp is 24 years old. There's nothing CashApp can teach me that I haven't already done or seen. Stop playing. And there's no reason for me to hate on no CashApp. We're in the same business. She makes her bag off of social media. She was consistent. Even like she said, the money she made was trauma money though. Cause she made it on social media because Blueface taught her how to fish and she went fishing. Consistency is key. And then she blew up. You know what I'm saying, Tammy? It says, girl, a bat put in his back. Yep, a battery was put in his back. Yep. And guess what? And as soon as he goes to jail and he ain't gonna have nobody to even send him no canteen. They played with his mental and he fell for it. Weak. Yep. Yep. And now they're watching him crash. Now they're watching him crash. Yep. But I'm trying to tell you, man, you gotta be careful up here on social media. People be hiding behind these pages like me. I'm not hiding behind no page. It's not your business what my house looks like. It's not your business what's going on with me unless I invite you into that world. There's some people didn't know that. Oh, that was my Instagram page. They don't see CashApp all plastered on my Instagram. No, that's my personal page. When I get off of here, I have a real life, and it doesn't consist of posting CashApp all over my page on Instagram. She don't got me plastered all over her page. It says not one of his supporters will get him a lawyer. No. They're doing exactly what they used to do to CashApp when she used to come up here crashing prior to Blueface going to jail. And when she would come up here and tell all her business, they would like putting a battery in her back too. She would get on here and Blueface did this, he did that to me. And they're sitting there acting like they're her biggest supporters. And then when she went to jail, half them people flip-flop. Because I be seeing people's profile pictures. That's why a lot of times people be changing their profile pictures and names because they be flip-flopping in them comment sections and in them chats. They don't want you to remember who they are and what team they was on at one point in time and how they flip-flopping. That's one good way to hide. Let me see. It says, LOL Rose, AJ is going to put money on his books. Yeah, right. AJ gonna put money on some takeout. Cassandra. That's what she gonna put some money on. LOL that. Let me see something real quick. Let's look at this real quick. Quick. Nah, I'm not gonna. Should I put this up? Let me see. Yeah, I think I might put this up. Hold on. All right, so let's do this. Hold on. All right, hold on. Shout out to No Jumper. We about to do some commentary to you.
I'm bringing you guys an interview with somebody who always does numbers on the channel. They love you out here.
Do they?
And it seems like some things are going on. You're like making moves.
I am.
Switching things up. We have Jaidyn, Alexis in the building.
Like that.
How you doing? I'm the only
good.
one to clap. Besides the photographer. He's got his hands full. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm doing all right.
Definitely.
Keeping it pushing.
I've been kind of surprised because it felt like you had so much motion leading up to Blueface getting locked up. And then it kind of felt like you sort of made like a conscious decision to fall back and not keep pushing with the music and stuff like that.
You got to give her credit. She throw rocks and hide her hands, but she do it kind of, I ain't going to say classy. But she, let me stop. Jaidyn, she's very calculated, but she's smart. She said, I ain't getting up here and clowning myself too much. Only because I clown myself enough when I drink too much and I get up here on social media.
Until the last couple of weeks when you announced the OnlyFans and all this kind of stuff. So
Right.
Take me through that. He gets locked up, and how did things change from your perspective there?
Well, before he got locked up, we broke up. So there was that. So
okay.
that was like a month before he turned himself in, that I moved out, and it was this whole thing.
Okay. And what led to that? Because that's kind of like the height of your music doing well and everything like that.
I mean, we were engaged, and then he came in with old girl into the house, and that's when that whole live happened.
Okay.
And I just wasn't really feeling. I feel like that just like is kind of really super disrespectful. You know, you already had the baby, you already, all these girls and all that good stuff. So I'm just kind of like, it's a bit much. It kind of stepping on my toes a little bit. So I just made the decision to leave.
Okay.
And we kind of went from there. It was no hard feelings. I was just like, it's not really my speed no more.
Okay. So from my perspective, you were always down for the ride. You were along for the ride.
Yeah.
But then it felt like he started to proactively work with you to blow you up career-wise. Did that end up giving you the confidence to not really deal with the same amount of bullshit that you were dealing with previously?
No, I mean, I feel like even when we started doing the music, it still was like happening that he was like stepping out and doing that. I just felt like if I give you 10 years, and I mean, how much more do you want me to give you? You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting any younger, neither is he. So I kind of was just like, it's not my vibe anymore. So I just was over it. And I mean, it was no hard feelings. I moved out, did my thing, he got me the house. So I was like, hey, fair exchange.
It feels like the Jaidyn Alexis who was working in the fish spot wouldn't have had the confidence to make a break for it.
No, I mean, yeah. I really wanted it to work. I did. And like after the engagement, I was like, maybe like there was like some type of switch in him, but come to find out it wasn't. So I kind of was like, there's not much more there's not anything else that he could do that is like.
Only thing that was a switch in him was him switching up the game, getting better at it,
me wanting to stay anymore.
Sharpening up his skills. That's about it.
So I kind of I just left it at that.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. How much of his bad behavior do you feel like is associated with him being like what is it? Is he a sex addict? Is he addicted to just running around, getting into the craziest situations with the craziest, or is it more of a
he's letting the
clout
lifestyle
and content thing?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that he definitely is addicted.
He's letting the lifestyle run him. Blueface is a follower, not a leader. Now he might act like he's a leader, but he's not.
Is a clout for sure. I think he, loves that, attention and
the
with
lifestyle.
money. And he's still young. I mean, I feel like men don't really get that grown man mentality until they're a little bit older.
And they say that you are the person forever that you were when you became famous.
I mean, yeah, I could see. I think he's gotten the more fame and money he got. I think that he just kept running with it.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not blaming him. It's hard to turn down. There's always ass in your face and stuff like that. So I mean, like, I don't blame him for doing that because it's hard to turn it down. But at what expense. I don't want it to be at
Why
my
is it-
expense.
Mm,
Is more so what I was getting at.
right.
But
Jaidyn will go back. You know, a lot of you guys say, "Oh, she likes girls." Yeah, she likes girls and she likes men, but she probably gravitated more towards girls because sometimes we gravitate, in other relationships to get our minds off of the pain that you're going through with somebody who you really want to love, but they're not, loving you.
Right. Because I say this, I love the guy. I think he's a great dude. But when I was watching the Hollywood Unlocked interview last night, that was a big part of what I was thinking. It was like, holy shit, I would not be
You said she's mad about the tattoo, Rosen. You talking about the one on her face, CashApp's face?
able to get away with so much of this. Like there's part of me that I was just thinking like, damn, I wish my girl would just let me just do whatever and just deal with whatever. But at the same time, I did kind of feel bad watching that and seeing like things
I know
like
she was in a poly before.
the story about him getting some head from old girl right before the baby shower or the gender reveal.
Yeah, when I was pregnant, yeah.
And you basically had to like disinvite her whole side and everything.
Yeah,
and like
Blueface.
it was the way that he brought it up, and he clearly thought that it
crazy.
was kind of funny. And you just like so did not think it was funny at all. You could just see the pain in your face.
Yeah, that was pretty much just like a slap in the face at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm pregnant and you wanted this baby.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We collabed on this baby and you were happy for it.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop.
Right.
Wasn't the best feeling in the world,
So what we watched play out in that Hollywood Unlocked episode was partially, this building up inside of you of being so frustrated that you were just
I mean, obviously, who likes to be like? I feel like he does make jokes about it, and I mean, like maybe for him, it's like now it's been so long now, but who really gets over stuff like that? It's kind of like, hey, bro, it's not really funny,
right?
Like it was funny. It was fun for you because you were
it was him
getting
doing
some
it.
top, but like me, I just had to like leave. Like you know what I'm saying? Like not really a vibe.
And it's also like I feel like you were playing the role of what you thought that you had to do in order to hold down your newly famous rapper baby daddy, in the sense that you weren't the girl who was saying you are forbidden from going and getting some pussy. You were more like,
oh, come on now.
I'm not going to try to stop things like that I don't think I can stop, but it's a big difference when you're just like throwing it in my face.
Yeah, I think
it's easy to just go grow in some hotel room and not let it affect your home life for the most part.
Yeah, I think that's more so where
hit the like button.
The problem was that he kind of let it just be so public.
Yeah.
And it's like, I kind of, let him know there's an understanding. You're new to the fame and you're new to this. Like, I'm not, like, there's a way to do it respectfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to throw it in everyone's face or let everybody know or let females feel like they can disrespect me. Because obviously we all know about me. Like, he was letting it be very known I was in the house. So it was kind of like, you letting them, disrespect me. So in a way you are too.
Right.
You're already going out there and doing it. Like,
right.
Like you can't meet me in the middle a little bit.
But you would be able to, you would still probably not love it. But if you found out that he had some side chick that had never came around, had never made the blogs, etc., that's one thing to deal with that.
Yeah. Right.
It's another thing when it's like,
I think a lot of people in Hollywood do that.
Right.
So I think, we don't find out about, a lot of their side people. They kind of just play their role.
Right.
And if I'm playing mine, the least you could do is play yours.
And how many conversations were you guys having in terms of like, listen, we're a social media company now, or a couple now, you're like in the media, you're doing the rapper thing. So it's like, we have to do crazy shit in order to continue to get attention publicly. Or was it just happening and occurring organically?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't, when in the beginning, I didn't care about the fame and that. I tried to steer clear of it, but once it got to a point where I couldn't, that's where I was like, I'm kind of people looking at me crazy, instead of, so it just wasn't, I wasn't trying to do that anymore.
And even if you're hamming it up for social media and just making shit as ridiculous as possible, it's like, women have pride and women are going to have a hard time going out and being introduced to people and seeing it in their eye and knowing that they feel like you don't really have self-confidence because you're being treated poorly in the media by the guy you're with, etc. Like I know that stuff eventually kind of built up
Yeah,
for you.
100%. And it's like, I slept in a car with bro, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
like, I can get a little leeway, like, I can't get a little bit of, put a little respect on my name, not just like a post on Instagram, like, and then you like go do that and then post that too. Like, it's kind of lame. So I think at a certain point I just had enough.
Right.
And I mean, a decade later, I mean, how much more time did you want me to give you,
So he gets locked up, and at that point, where are you guys at?
I'm living at my house and he's over there doing whatever.
Exactly, Rosen.
We had Barbie was just blowing up. So I was kind of
she let him get comfortable with disrespecting her. Exactly. Period, point blank.
Like, what do we do now? And he wanted me to kind of sit in the house and just do nothing. And I kind of
bingo
didn't really sit right with me, because I'm like, we got 2 kids and we have to kind of keep the momentum going. Like, why are we gonna just stop? Like, and if I'm not your girl, I don't have to sit here and do nothing. Like, why are you thinking you can tell me what to do? I was more so asking for advice on how to keep going, not like, should I just sit here? Or, no, it's not really was what I was trying to do.
But so he wanted you to basically just chill.
Yeah.
While he was locked up for a year or 2.
Yeah.
And at the time, you didn't really know how long it was going to be.
We knew that he had at that point he had the 7 months, so it was going to be till July. But I just felt
then
like
he
if
violated
people are reaching
jail.
out to do bookings or reaching out to do like clothing line collabs or this or that, why would I turn that down? It's only gonna produce good content for me and keep my momentum going. Why would just to have me doing something? There's no reason for me to just.
I want you to listen to something really quickly and we'll go back to this. Hold on. Listen to this girl talk.
If you got a problem with your mother-in-law, you really got a problem with your man or your woman. Okay? Because this is the whole thing, how it works. If you with somebody, their parent don't gotta like you, but they must respect you. And depending on the tone that the person you dealing with sets, that'll be the tone that you be handled. See, a lot of times what we fail to understand is people treat us the way that our significant others treat us behind our back.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me say this again.
People treat us.
A lot of times people are treated the way our significant others treat us behind our back.
Yep.
If I'm with somebody and I'm cheating on you behind your back, I talk down on you behind your back, how you think my family gonna treat you?
Yep.
How you think my friends are gonna treat you? So baby, I don't think you got a mother-in-law problem. You got a whoever you dealing with problem. Because they haven't set the tone and they haven't shown you enough respect to where it's automatically given.
Yep.
Because let's be clear. Now, I personally never had this problem because I'm blessed enough to have a mother who accepts whoever I'm with, even if she don't like that person, even if she know that person is no good for me. My mother will respect the person that I'm with. Now, she might let me know, baby, that ain't the one. But for the most part, she's gonna respect them. But let me tell you what I know. Even if you with somebody that your family don't respect, if you set the tone, baby, their family are not gonna disrespect them. I'm just sorry, that's the way it is. I don't care what nobody tell me. If you have family members or friends disrespecting you, baby, what you're seeing is how that person treats you behind your back.
Yep.
And some people do it in front of your face.
In your face. That's the part I want you to hear. When a person is disrespecting you, like for example, Blueface is doing to her, he's showing you what he does behind your back. And you know it because his circle treats you the same way. And this goes for CashApp too with Whack 100 and Bodine, for example. They show her no respect. Why? Because when Blueface get mad, he dogs her to them. Pay attention.
Let's be clear. Some people disrespect you in front of your face. So I'm saying, like,
try to tell you, you better pay attention. You better know it. I know I pay attention. You got to set the tone with people. And I tell people this in my real life to this day. I'm not letting you disrespect me in front of these MFs. Because if I allow you to disrespect me in front of these clowns, then they think that they can do it. It ain't going down like that. Period. Hold on, guys. And if you have to let a person know, an MF know, not to disrespect you, and definitely not in front of others, you don't need to be with them.
sit and do nothing, and that's kind
Right.
of where we bumped heads.
Especially you being in the background for all those years, and
Hey,
then
Buttercup.
when he gets locked up, you're in the middle of your first like 6 months of being popping and being this person that's basically doing all the stuff that he previously had been the only person doing, which was
Right.
doing the club appearances and the sponsorships and the videos,
Yeah.
etc. You're not going to just want to give up the momentum just because he's getting locked up.
Yeah, and it just all it did was add to my. It wasn't like I was going to go to the strip club and dance or something crazy. Like it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, or do something crazy. Like I was, just continuing to do what we were already doing. And every time I touch the mic, I'm obviously saying free blue. I would never just be like, yeah, I did all this by myself. Like that's crazy,
Right?
And clearly not what happened. So all I was doing was just trying to keep the momentum going. I think that's kind of where we had the disconnect about that, and
Okay,
I
so
feel like it worked out in my favor now.
but was your plan at that time to continue to basically like have him guide your music career even if you weren't together romantically?
Yeah, I had no problem with that. I think that we definitely started doing something and it was working for us. So maybe maybe lo and behold, that's what we were supposed to do the whole time. I don't know. And maybe we just weren't meant to be cool friends and work together. That happens. I mean, just because we're not together doesn't mean we have to stop working if it was working.
Right.
And
obviously you're going to be tied together through the kids and shit no matter what.
That just makes double income for the kids. So what's wrong with that?
Right.
So.
But okay, do you think that would have actually worked out in the long run? Because as much as I think he's a conniving businessman, or not conniving has like a negative connotation, but more like a
negative
businessman. At the same time, I know he loves you and has feelings for you, and especially like if he feels like you're out of his control, that might not be likely to work in the long run.
I think that. Yeah, I mean, I guess we wouldn't know unless it actually happened, but I think that he does have problems with like not having control over certain aspects of things. Like he likes to have the full control. So us working together and me being like, yeah, we're not together, bro. Or like not listening to certain stuff he wants me to do might have been a problem later down the line. But I think if we would have just kept it going and, maybe had some type of understanding, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you have X, Y, and Z amount of people to go that you like to lay down with or whatever you like.
Well, I'm gonna say something to you, because sometimes I get mad when it's like almost kind of sort of like smoothing disrespect over. Disrespect is disrespect. So it's not, well, the way he disrespected Jaidyn is okay, but the way he disrespects CashApp isn't. Disrespect is disrespect. He disrespected Jaidyn, but he loves CashApp. How? What is he doing that shows signs of loving CashApp when he's openly, for millions, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of people around the world to see when he gets mad, stuff he does to CashApp? Make it make sense.
Like to do.
Make it make sense.
And I don't think little old me should be, stopping that if you, at the end of the day, want to be with those people.
Right.
Don't be afraid to tell your real opinion and the truth. Also, think about what you're saying that you wouldn't want for yourself. So why would you want it for CashApp? Come on.
And maybe, maybe I was meant to be with a girl or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because you've made that clear that you're unlikely to end up with a dude if you were single.
Right.
That still stands. You're still.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in like men like that. Maybe that's just right now or whatever, but I'm really not interested in that. I'm really in like my softcore era with like dealing with girls and stuff like that.
Do
you think that's
so
because
Blueface?
When it comes to men, you dealt with like arguably the most extreme toxic dude? I don't want to say toxic. That's like an oversimplification.
No, he's toxic.
But the most extreme version of a man that you could really think of in a lot of ways.
I mean, maybe yes and no. I mean, but there was plenty of times that I stepped on him with girls though. So it wasn't like it was just something that I just sprung on people.
Right.
It's always kind of been like a little thing that I would do. Just never got out because I just never cared enough to like do that.
And would he get like very angry about you being with other women?
He was more so angry like if they were like studs or like more masculine type of girls, and like the girly girls, he kind of thought it was funny. You know, it wasn't like something that he was really super bothered by, which I still didn't get because I'm like, at the end of the day, they're all girls, but whatever, you know.
I guess I could see it. If Young M.A. took my bitch, then I would probably feel a lot different than if, you know, some super cutesy girly
Ruby Rose or somebody.
Yeah, Ruby Rose, whatever. I can't fight Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
But realistically, Young M.A., we can scrap. I love you, Young M.A. But realistically, it's like it's more of a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get it, but I was like, for me, at the end of the day, they're all still females. Like, so it's not like, to me, I didn't think it was the biggest deal, but I'm like, well, maybe that still you something and not me something, because it's like maybe I'm kind of looking for more of a masculine female, like because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like emotionally. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I mean, I hear that a lot from women who date other women, which is basically that like the problem when you're a woman with a guy is that they're just not emotionally open enough. They don't want to talk about their feelings as much, etc. But then meanwhile, with women in lesbian relationships, that's all they do.
But you know,
talk about their feelings all the time.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that I was dealing with like a more stud type of female, and the problem was I didn't want to be as emotional as she did. So I was kind of like, damn, am I just like really messed up in the head, or like just so traumatized that I don't like
trained.
Yeah, like, and just so traumatized that I don't want to talk about my feelings, or just kind of like submerge them so that way I don't like crash out.
Right.
I don't know. But that is kind of like my issue when I deal with girls, that I'm kind of not super willing to talk about my emotions.
Right. And that probably stands out a lot to them, right?
Yeah, because they're like, isn't that the whole reason? Like, you're like being gay right now? And I'm like, no, it's actually not. Like, it's actually not, actually.
Wait, if I had asked you when you were like, what age did you and Blue get together? And you're like 16?
No, I was just turning 14 when I met him.
Okay.
Exactly, Rosen. She still got feelings for Blueface. That's why she will do something with a woman for a man, because he's not intimidated by that. But if she does that with a man, he'll have a problem with it. Yep.
At that time, had it ever even entered your mind, like I might be gay or bisexual?
Yeah, I had yeah, because I had already like kind of kissed girls and kind of like had a crush on girls already at that point.
Okay.
I just never like really fully acted on it as much as I did when I met him. Like, and I acted on it. I was kind of like, yeah, you know, I need that. But I was just kind of getting started. But I was 14, so it wasn't like I was like a mega hoe or something. Like,
but then that all kind of got put on the shelf once you got in the relationship.
Yeah, because we were pretty like mainstream in high school. Like, I was at all his football games, and we kind of were like, oh, we were like the thing at school. So I kind of didn't care about girls at that time. But when he did go away to college, I was dealing with some like a girl, but he knew that it wasn't like it was a secret, and I'm sure that he was at college doing his thing too. So
that was that's still Jaidyn's cover up to make things make sense with the, you know, I really like girls, and like, I did stuff on him too. It's trust me, there's layers to this shit. And yes, I did swear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And never throughout your whole life since you met him or whatever, there's never been a time where you just were around a guy and were attracted to him and considering it?
Not really. I mean, like, obviously there's attractive
I know
men in
that
the world. Like, it's not
feeling,
like I'm like, oh, guys are ugly or something. Like, obviously there's attractive men, but I've never been like I need your number, or like I want to like act and on it, or like, or like, it's just never. I'm a great wing woman, but not really what I want to do. Like, I'm not trying to
hit
go
that
home
like
with you.
button.
Like, what the like.
But why is that so foreign to you? Like,
I don't know. I just like, it's not something I would be more likely to go home with a girl than I would be to like go to some guy's house. Like, that's so strange to me.
It just doesn't sound right.
She's doing that to still look like the good female chick that Blueface dealt with and did wrong. so that people can say, well, CashApp when she was with Blueface, when he was cheating on her, she cheated back, but Jaidyn never cheated with a man.
Yeah, it's just like so weird. I would feel so awkward, like sitting in the car with him. Like, what are
Jaidyn
we
got
supposed to do
game
now?
with
Like,
I mean, when I think about it from your perspective, I guess as a guy who's spent their life, hollering at women or whatever, like the concept of going back to a girl's house doesn't sound that crazy to me. But the concept of going back to some random dude's house as a woman, knowing that 99% of felons and 99% of prisoners are men, and that women like almost never commit violent crimes. I mean, yeah, women much safer.
I mean, yeah, it's never been like my thing. I don't know. All my friends, I really don't really have a lot of like gay friends, like female gay friends. Like I have like one or two, and all my other friends are straight. Or I'm like their first girl crush, and they're like, hee, it's cute, but like they still like men, and I'm just kind of like, that's so weird.
Wow.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so he gets locked up, and then how does your life proceed from there? And are you content with the idea of kind of chilling until he gets out, or are you upset about that?
We did bump heads about that because I really didn't want to sit down and do nothing. I told him even before he left, we had that discussion, and I was just like, I don't think that's the best idea. I can't promise that I'm going to do that. And I was honest about it because I just didn't think that sounded good. And it just didn't sound like, no, it's not good for artists to sit and be radio silent. I mean, that from just what I've observed. And he was upset about it. He's in jail. He's upset. He can't control stuff because he went from controlling a lot of aspects in people's lives to like not being able to be hands-on a lot.
Yep, exactly.
So he was upset about it. I, tried to keep him updated as much as I can, but it just really didn't sit right with him. Right. That I was going on bookings and doing photo shoots for clothing brands and whatever. So then that's kind of more so when he started to be more mainstream with 𝗪𝗛𝗓. And I mean, I really wasn't mad about it because I was dealing with a female anyway. So it wasn't like I was sitting here crying about it. And that's like before he left, it was already a thing. So it's not like it took me by surprise.
Right.
So
and was that intimidating, having to do all these things in terms of putting together shoots and doing bookings, etc.? It's like you always were just able to rely on him.
Oops. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something. All right. Y'all remember this girl, Jiggy? This is who they was in a polygamy with. Jiggy. Right here.
Like, how am I supposed to do that? My friends are like, you got this. Like,
No
how many
news.
times have you done this with him? You can do this without him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it's just foreign. It was foreign to me to try to go up there and just be like, just Jaidyn, and on some free blue. It wasn't like he's about to come up here and help me or something, And, I did it, and it started getting easier and easier to do it by myself. But it's always obviously, people come to see us, and it's like it sucked when he wasn't there. I was kind of like, damn, like I'm missing my performing buddy, in a sense. So but I got over that hump, and now I know all my lyrics. I know that everyone was like, at first I didn't know my lyrics, obviously, like
anybody
I
wants
was
to come
nervous,
up on
so you would forget shit, but
talk,
now I do, and I was up there doing my thing, and
chat.
it got easier and easier. So I think that, but I was also telling him, I was like, it's practice until you get out. I mean, you don't want when he was to get out, and if we were to put on a show or get booked for something for a crazy amount of money because you'll be out and free, you would want me to suck. That's kind of weird. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I pictured it as more practice until he got out,
Right. Because I remember last time when we did the interview, which was about a year ago, that was like a couple of days later, I went to you guys' show, and at least at one point he was floating the idea that he was going to have you and Chrisean on stage. And that was
downtown, yeah.
That was part of why I was like, okay, I absolutely have to go, because this is a very extreme scenario. Like, if they're actually all on stage, this is going to be nuts. I pull up, you're there with Blue, and I'm kind of asking people on his team and stuff. I'm like, you really think Chrisean's coming? And they're kind of looking at me like, nah, I don't think so, bro. It ain't going down. And that did kind of feel like, oh, okay, like he knows that this is a great idea, controversy wise and content wise, but you seem like you were absolutely not into the idea.
Yeah, I mean, I was not into the idea. I don't even know how or why that would come into his mind. Like, yeah, let's just get up on stage together. It's not. I was definitely not having it, and it was like, and if that was the case, it just makes it awkward because it's not like it's an artist that he's never dealt with or something, and I just was being a hater or something. It's obviously someone that you deal with, and it's weird. And
that you have real anger towards.
Yeah, and it's like, why would you know what I'm saying? And then it's that question, like, so we're both here, and like, you're leaving with who?
Yeah.
awkward as hell. So I was just kind of like, that's just not the vibe. Why don't, if that was the case and you want to be so clout driven and get to the bag, you do shows with me and you do shows with her, if that's what you want to do. Because I'm not going to stop the bag if that's what you want to do, but it's going to definitely put like a hinder in our relationship. But business wise, I'll show up for my shows and you do your own thing. That's all I can do. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, go get the bag and pretty much bring it back to me. Like, what?
So at this point, are you like fully divorced from the idea of being in a romantic relationship with him? Because even when you were just calling him your performing buddy, I'm like, oh, okay, that's about as far removed from being your, future husband or whatever. That that just feels like that's very.
What is she wants to be like Rock is? What is being like Rock? I don't think nobody wants to be like Chrisean Rock right now. Look at what she's going through. Being with Blueface or dealing with him. Hey, sis.
Hey, good evening. She don't want to be, but she's not. I don't think she's strong enough to be like Rock.
Right, not at all.
And I heard today that he got a secret
Another baby.
A secret 2-year-old.
Yep, that's what I seen too.
And I was like, oh Lord, not. And I said I wouldn't put it past him because he wanted to keep Junior a secret low key too.
Yep.
Until she brought him over to the house, his house, and was in there talking with Jaidyn and him, and they was tearing up the house or whatever. And there was a picture of Journey kissing Junior. I mean CJ. And I only seen the picture like one time, but yeah, she was like trying to hold him and kiss him. I thought that was so cute. But it's just been too much stuff surrounding Rock. Usually when you about to get that biggest blessing, everything comes and crumble around you. But you got to keep elevating. And that's what she's doing. She just keep climbing. Climbing, out of the BS, because that Ronnie character is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I know that when you was doing your commentary on it, he was like, look at them eyes. He crazy as a bed, but I was rolling. I kept rewinding it because the way you said it was so funny. You was like, he crazy as a bed, but look at them eyes.
Yeah, because I know his kind. I know people in real life. Crazy as a bed bug.
Exactly. And I know crazy when I see crazy in it. It's so scary. I was like, nah, man, I don't want no parts of that. And I was just, it make you worry for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. And my thing is, I'm hoping that she's staying with like Terrain. And, because I know Terrain kind of keep her, a little safe, but I don't know, because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then that song he was singing, it was about I heard him when he was like trying to lay the track down for it. He didn't even know half the words. he was reading from a paper, and then half the words then wasn't rhyming. And the man that guess was helping him with the music, the beats and stuff, had to help him come up with the words. I was like, this sounds horrible. It sounds like 7-year-old that don't know how to read yet, trying to rap on a song. I was like, it's just not for you. Give it up. Your voice is annoying.
Right. Hey, tick tick boom.
Hey SL, how are you?
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I was trying to leave just some messages in the chat, but all of them just in general, nothing disrespectful, but it just seems like anything is being deleted. And I just wanted to know, did you have issue with what was being said, or could you look at the
I'm.
messages?
I haven't deleted one message, so it might
Okay.
be. Yeah, it might be held for review. And Google owns this platform. YouTube doesn't anymore. So now they have Google or either YouTube could be snatching it. Not like a real person, but a bot. They could be
Right, but no, I
snatching
don't
it.
think it was a real person because I kept asking. I
Right.
said, "Why are my messages being?" I was just saying, just for future use. I just thought that you were going more. I didn't know this was only a
No.
Chrisean page. I thought that you were opening it up to everyone,
Well, no,
and
no.
it just seems like if it's
This is.
not, then
Wait a minute,
maybe you
Th-
need, can look at
ma'am.
what messages were left.
Wait a minute. Hold up. This is not no Chrisean Rock page. This is a SL Davis's page. This is my page. I do commentary on Chrisean Rock. But
Right.
which
I'm just talking about a pro, like if there's nothing, I guess, I don't know. I was just wondering if you could look at the messages and see
oh,
if
I
there
do
was
look at
anything
them.
that, so,
I
okay.
I
So,
look at the messages, but what I'm saying is they're probably in hell for review. So I can't even see them, let alone you. Is what I'm
okay.
saying.
So it's not any of the moderators. It's not any
No,
moderators.
no.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
Matter of fact, I have instructed my moderators not to block anybody for the time being. So it's been like that for about a month now.
okay.
Will I go back to telling them to block people? Yes, but I haven't done that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the interview today with Jaidyn and Adam?
It's on now.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if you had seen, this is your first time seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
She
on.
did a good job. It was a really, really good interview. I think Adam was able to honestly ask a lot of questions everybody's been wondering.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really just fills in the gaps with so much. And I think it's really like this was really good for her. And I
Right.
think, at the end of the day, Chrisean won. She got blue. Jaidyn does not want him.
Right. Right.
So Chrisean won, I guess.
Right.
But
But what did
it,
she win? What did she win? A stupid prize?
yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
Right.
I don't think
Exactly.
Krishan
Right.
That's
did.
my
What
point.
did Krishan wait? What did Krishan win? A stupid prize?
I mean, what all of this is for at the end, when we find out the paternity, if the paternity turns out to be Blueface's or if the paternity finds out to be Ronnie, if it is Ronnie, like I said, Chrisean won.
But
You
I
know
get
what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying. I get what you're
Huh?
saying. I get exactly what you're saying. I was responding the same way as how you was responding.
Right.
Because like even in real life with me, anyone who I'm not with, it's like it ain't no loss for me because I know that what I went through with the Joker, the next B gonna have to deal with. So
Exactly.
it ain't my
Exactly.
problem no more. That's your
Exactly.
problem now.
Exactly.
You know?
So I was just saying, and all that went with it. So,
Right.
you know, I'm
But
just sitting back and waiting for everything to go through. But I'm just like, at the end of the day,
and
I
I'm with
just
you
want,
on that too, like with the Ronnie thing. I don't lay with Chrisean Rock. I don't know what she does behind closed doors. I have a son that's 33 years old in February. Chrisean is 24 years old. If it was to come up that it's Ronnie's, I'm not gonna be like silent. I'm gonna still speak on it. You know why? Because I don't take no sides. I speak
right,
what's on my heart and what's on my mind at the time. And when Krishan's wrong and crashing, I tell her about herself. And I know she
right.
hears it. And I tell everybody else how I feel. I'm neutral. So
And
I'll
that's
be
what
able
I
to
think
get up here.
that's what allows me to keep coming back to you. Cause I think
Hmm.
I've known you since Nature Boy.
Yep. So
And
that's since
then
2019 then.
exactly.
Yep. Oh, so
And
you
then
so you were
through
day one.
exactly.
Yep.
So I was just saying, even though I don't have the same opinions, like, that
We
I
can
think
agree to
majority of your
disagree.
fan base may,
Right.
I don't have the same opinions because I just feel like everybody is being taken for a ride. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like just to again always confirm this. I don't listen when CashApp is crashing. Oh, I talk about it.
oh no, you do.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, fair enough. You do. But again, everybody, it's not bad to have a preference.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think she's backpedaling somewhat now, but I just haven't spoke about it because I pick and choose my battles. But when
Absolutely.
I get good and ready to let it all out, what I've seen sitting back in the cut, I'll speak on it.
Exactly.
And don't care who gets mad because it's my platform.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I appreciate about you. But I just feel like, again, I think that for me, I think the biggest thing for me is that it's not even so much even about that. I'm talking about just her fans in general. Like, I feel
putting the battery in the
really
back.
bad for them. Huh?
What do you mean? Because they're putting the battery in Chriseanrock's back?
No, it's just that I believe that Chrisean is not who she has presented herself to be.
Okay.
Her identity. And I think that when her identity is revealed, she's nothing. This is a persona. This is a character that she's picked up from this sis and that sis and this person and that person.
Well, that's what I try to tell people. I keep saying, and people put a Y in the chat, a one or Y, whatever in the chat. I always say, y'all be, stop bigging that girl up. And I do say putting the battery in her back because all that's baddies. Like she beat down this chick. That's for television.
Right.
And she's not doing that in real life.
She was an athlete. She was a respected athlete.
Right. She was not no street fighter.
Right.
She wasn't like the way she come. This is social media. And the beefs are not like in real street beefs. CashApp is gonna use her common sense if she's in the street and some chick from the streets try to get at her, but there's no cameras. You feel what I'm saying? It might be somebody off the street that might record it, but she's not giving nobody that same energy.
Right, but not even that, SL. It's not even that.
Listen. It's not because she's a punk, but she's gonna use common sense. She's gonna use street smart because she could get hurt or unalive in them streets.
Absolutely.
And ain't no bodyguards to break that fight up. It's just like for boxing. There's 3 minutes around. A street fight, it goes until you tired. And ain't nobody there to break it up.
Right. And these people take right. So it's a whole different. But what I'm even talking about is just even how she was raised. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, because think about, like, look at Ronnie, right? And I just want you to just look at him. Look at where he's from, right? He said he's from Anne Arundel County. Okay. Anne Arundel County. If you do any research just about the DMV, you can look up like demographics and socioeconomics to find out like what type of areas these are.
I don't have to do no research. You know why? Because I'm from the same streets they talk about that they're not about. You feel what I'm saying? Because a person that's from that life don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
so you got it. Okay.
So if you know where I'm going with it, then
yes,
and no more needs to be said. So and remember, I've been your age. You ain't never been mine. So I ain't falling for the banana and the tailpipe. This, like I said, this ain't real life to me because street credit is not made in the studio. And I'll pull up a dude that did 20-something years in jail, learned his lesson the hard way. It's made like with Blueface when he got beat up in jail, because Blueface got beat up faking to be a Crip. And I don't care what nobody say. And you a Crip in the studio. You ain't no Crip you didn't put no work in the street. Chrisean ain't put no work out in these streets. She ain't up with real chicks in the streets.
Right.
She's on baddies acting like baddies. So stop. Right. Come on now. Same thing with Deceitful. That's on television.
Exactly.
And
but let me just say
allegedly, allegedly she said they used to pay her when she wasn't famous to beat people up. I ain't seen it. So because I ain't seen it, I ain't taking your word for it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know y'all. I know y'all lied.
Right. But you
But
go
can I
ahead. I'm
can I
sorry.
say
What you were
something?
saying?
Listen, we done busted Chrisean Rock and lied. Love her to death, but come on now.
But even look at the school. Like, I just want you to look at the school.
Well,
Like, look at the
say
people
something
around,
real
look at the
quick?
complexions, look at the
Right.
diversity,
Right.
and be like, that ain't no Baltimore school. Okay. That's not no. Now, where her other siblings may have gone to school and what her other siblings may have been, when you have 12 siblings, everyone's, and they weren't raised in the same house, everyone was raised in a different dynamic.
Right.
But the piece that I think for me is that is the most important, which is so crazy to me, because I'm like, if people could have the access that Chrisean Rock has, like their lives would be changed forever. And I'm sure with that same opportunity, they would not have chosen any of this low vibrational stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to look at her godfather, who I believe is her father, because I've seen it on documents, I've seen it on public record, who he says his children are. And like, he has a son named Armand who's in law school. Like, these people are like successful high society. And this is not like a real story. And I just feel bad because a lot of the people who feel like they see themselves in Chrisean do not know it wasn't a choice for them.
Right.
They may have,
That
it
was their
wasn't,
real reality.
yeah, it wasn't a
Right.
choice for them.
They
For
had
her,
she had two selfish parents that put drugs in the street before their children.
no,
That's
but
why.
see, no,
Listen,
Sean Malone is a wealthy
I'm not talking about
lobbyist.
that. I'm talking about some of the reason why Chrisean's the way she is because of what she was subjected to as a child.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely, like her
all
mother,
this, right?
absolutely.
Like when people go, "Oh, her mother had 12 kids." That's because her mother was on drugs. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't having 12 kids because she was being responsible or she could afford them. She was having 12 kids because nothing about her life was responsible. She was living for
But
the
I'm just
moment.
saying, do you feel that, because if you look at even their pictures and growing up, like they had beautiful, like there were nice houses, there was a yard, like those beach houses that they all say that they lit. Like when you look at what those properties are, these are not like inexpensive places. So what I'm trying to say is, Charla, like drugs definitely, do that to you. And I think China said her mother's drug of choice is the
Heroin.
brown, like the
Yeah,
hardest one. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
The
So
boy.
I can definitely understand that. But when I'm talking about, when you have access to living in a gated community that is away, in a pocket away from all of the foolishness, you have the best of the best. You have access to every power, everything, but you choose to go across the tracks where your other siblings who may be in the hood, where they are, and to kind of have that experience. That's a choice. And I just feel, like I said, I feel so bad when I hear women crying and
Oh, you ain't
sitting
gonna
up
hear
here
me
saying
doing
they
that.
see themselves, and
You
I'm
ain't gonna
like,
be hearing
baby
me doing that.
girl,
Can I
this
please
is a
say something?
choice for her. It's
Yeah.
not a choice for
Can
you,
I
but
say
it is.
something?
Go ahead,
Uh-huh.
Fat Dime.
Um. Okay. So what you're saying is that the situation she got. Let me tell you, I come from 8 kids. My mother was on drugs. Never raised none of her kids. Some of her kids were adopted. Some of them, um, I grew up with her in and out of my life, but my siblings did not. So when they got of age, they wanted to meet or come to wherever their siblings were at, just to be,
Mm-hmm.
even though they might be living in a good way, have a 2 parent household, whatever. They still wanted to navigate towards each other because they wanted to have that quote unquote family bond that
Mm-hmm.
is genetic, not just a name or a
Mm-hmm.
paper that says you're my child. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
which is a totally different thing. So when you say that she keeps coming over to be with her siblings, um, that's where she probably have more in common with them than she do over in that fenced up home where she probably staying at right now, stacking
Mm-hmm.
her money and getting help with her son or whatever. And I don't blame her. I know that you're not a big fan of Rashawn. Um, and that's fine. Everybody has their pick and choose. I don't really care. I respect Chrisean because
Well, I
I
won't. Let me just say one thing. Let me chime in a little bit. I don't think that is picking and choosing like what this lady saying up here right now.
oh
She's
no,
kind of
she
sort of
does that.
listen. She's sort of like me because when I think Chrisean Rock is tilting, you gonna hear me talking about Chrisean Rock is tilting. Okay, and
No,
you know
she
I see. Listen. I see a little bit of tilting behavior, a little bit, and I feel like if Blueface, for an example, was to be getting out this month. I think that, in my opinion, Chrisean Rock is kind of, sort of, in a little weakened state. And I think that it's good that Blueface is going to be gone a little bit longer for her to really heal so that by the time he gets out, God willing, she's able to move forward and better her life.
I,
That's how
I,
I look
I
at it.
agree because I believe that she does better without him.
Without
I
him,
I def
exactly.
It
I
seems like
definitely
they all, yeah, right
do
now they
not
all
want
do.
them
Right.
together. I do
Yep.
not want them together. He is toxic. He's a user, an abuser,
But
and
so are a lot of people. It's
he's
not just
really. I understand that, but I'm
TikTok
talking.
Boom, do you have a channel, a YouTube channel?
I do. I haven't really launched it, but I'm
Okay.
going to be launching it, mostly on my Instagram. But yeah, it's Tick Tick
I'm
Boom
hearing people
podcast.
saying, yeah, somebody saying you always talk down on Chrisean or something like that.
You do on
Well,
every
they
platform.
think that
Every platform.
anything that's not idolizing her is talking down. That's
Oh,
how
okay.
they think. So that's kind of like
No,
the
that's not
idea.
it.
No, not for you, but I'm talking about the general consensus is when I, brought up the stuff that happened and, where she was from, the stuff
Oh,
in
because
regards to.
you've never been up. I never seen you on my platform.
No, I've been on your platform a few times.
No, I'm
LP.
saying, okay, I don't recall it. Put it like that.
Okay, I'm just saying I've left mess. I mean, like I think I've been on here one other time, but definitely in the chat and so forth. But today the chats were getting dismissed, so I was like, "Ooh, okay, what's happening?" Which
Right.
is why I wanted to come up.
Oh, okay. Don't be
So
quiet now, y'all.
okay, no, but I was just saying is that I just I just feel like there's gonna be. I always feel like the cover up is worse than the crime. And I
Uh-huh.
just feel like that's going to be the situation with this situation, like with people's identities, with people who people's parents are. And ma'am, what I was saying is that I definitely understand you when you were saying that you had 8 siblings. There's 11 of mine. My father was a Rolling Stone. I'm the only one from my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I have a
Uh-huh.
bunch of siblings also, and understand that everybody was raised differently, in a different type of dynamic and household. um, I'm just saying is that if people understood how powerful, I don't think that people understand how powerful Sean Malone is. And I think they just look at that like, oh, he's just a attorney or he's just a politician or whatever they
Hold
call
on
him.
one
But
second. Fat Dime, I'm gonna put the link back in the chat for you. I don't know what happened. Go ahead, ma'am.
yeah, no, I was saying, but I don't think they really understand that he is a lobbyist. And I don't think that people understand the government and what a lobbyist is and what a lobbyist does. But he is the money man between governments and corporations. Okay, which means that he provides the negotiation. He's the middleman
Well, let
between
me
the
say something.
McDonald's.
Listen, if that is her father, allegedly her
Right.
father,
Hmm.
how does that pay my rent?
Okay, so I'll tell you, because then we would be talking about a Chrisean Rock with brand sponsorships and national and global campaigns. We would be talking about a Chrisean Rock that's like none of this low vibrational stuff we're dealing with. She would be a totally different, like, have a totally different aspect if she just followed like the plan that was originally set for her. If she had decided to go the athlete way, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but she went
She
the
would be on the
Chrisean way.
face. She would be a global like
Right,
ambassador
but
for
she
like the
went it.
top brands.
She went the way she wanted to go.
Right.
So,
Right.
and
She went the way she wanted to go, but I think it's
there's
also
nothing wrong with that.
circumstances that she put herself in that she had to kind of go that way because you can't be involved in certain things and also be with a corporation. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I'm just saying if people had those types of opportunities and had the access, I mean, McDonald's and Pharrell and her dad, and Mr. Malone and Lisa did a project together. You're talking about Pharrell. You have the top producer in the country. You have the head of the fashion house. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, her life could be like rich bitch, like Paris Hilton. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like Nicole Richie. She could
But
really.
you don't know that. That is a hypothetical thing that you're.
It's not a hypothetical when he's offering. When you understand the
You don't
work that Sean Malone has done for underserved communities, he's done a lot of great work in the
don't
DMV
know, that don't mean
and
that
athletes.
same way at home. Everybody have persona. There's a theory. I'm a sociologist, and the theory is everybody has a front stage and a backstage. Everybody has a front stage when they're in front of certain people while they're at work, while they're at and then they have a backstage when they're with their family or with their. So it's not always what we see. All that glitters is not gold. She
Exactly.
was an athlete, and she came out here to go to college. She ended up, homeboy was with her. He ended up selling a little tweed, okay, and then she got kicked out. And when she got kicked out, she didn't really have nowhere to go. She was sleeping at Jay house on her couch, and Jay told her to go and get into the blues house thing because it was an opportunity for her to have something because she didn't have nothing. Everybody said but a backpack and some cleats. She didn't have nothing.
Well, she
I
got
mean,
more
she
than
had
that
that,
now.
but
Yeah, she
she
got all that and more now, and she
Right.
don't,
yeah.
and she done built herself up more than once.
I'm
And
just saying, but we don't see black women with this type of access. And I'm just saying you don't find black girls with this type of access. And I'm
yeah,
just saying you don't in our
honey, you
culture.
do. I don't know where you live at, but I've seen it many of times. Many of
In what
times.
way? Like who?
Like
Girls.
I'm talking about just regular people.
So she's been around this lady that's on here, tick tick boom, because I'm reading the comments.
I have one of my siblings that was raised by some wealthy people and was living in an affluent area and not too far where I grew up at
It must be. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, he was living over here. My Hispanic family adopted him. He could pass as Hispanic because he's mixed, and he learned how to speak Spanish. He is grew up in a beautiful family, but yet and still he had that opportunities. And when he got older and he got to know us, and I told him, I said, you steer the right way. Your family, keep what your family tell you to do. Don't end up like you're the biological mother or whatnot. And he took that to heart. And you know what I'm saying? He kept on, started a business for himself, family business. They had a catering truck. And I'm proud of him. Versus
Right.
some siblings that never met my mom, but they have traits like my mom. And
Hold
that's
on.
unfortunate. And me, I got multi college degrees. I'm far from it, and she was in my life the most, but I'm not the same. So saying that with your cards are dealt, you don't know how you'll turn out. It's up to you and your mindset. And sometimes you really gotta fall where the chips may fall, and you don't know if she might have fell out with him for a minute, and they told her she had to go. You don't know what the reason she really came out here besides to play football that got put on hold. That's the reason why she couldn't play football, and that's why she
Okay.
just fell into this on accident.
Right.
And
Well,
then
it's
it just led to baddies and led to all this other toxic stuff. He got her to drinking and smoking constantly. I mean, just
people
he was
just have to look at. Listen, people have to look at Chrisean. She's human.
yes.
Her life is just public. She's not doing
Hmm.
nothing no different than anybody else. And the people that criticize her so harshly, you're not perfect. Nobody's above life's classroom. So, I just don't get it. Like, she never gets a pass.
Yeah, she doesn't. Everybody just downs her. And my thing is, I see so many young ladies in her that I've dealt with, and and it's just unfortunate that that she does have opportunities to still do those things. Her life isn't over. She's still young. She's still vibrant. That's why she was like, I just want her to be careful by her moving back to Baltimore. I want her to stay close to the church. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I know they gotta, co-parent her and Blue. But if he don't claim him, she might as well just go ahead and just raise her baby the best way she could raise her baby, and that's without him. Because to me, I don't never think that he gonna put CJ on the same pedestal as them other two kids, and I
Hmm.
don't want that for him.
Right.
I really
Right.
don't, and I just think that hopefully she'll see that, because even with her siblings, I think that there's hierarchy in between the siblings and everything, and who's the favorite and who's not. You know what I'm saying? So and I think that by them being her being not only the youngest one, and I think that might have been why Tisiki is distant from them. Also, because I think it's something about them being the lighter ones that really make them feel some kind of way.
Right.
And allegedly, I can't say. I don't know. I'm not around them, but I'm just saying, like, just to see how they kind of like react to them. Petey doesn't. Petey seems to love all his sisters, right?
Right.
Um, and Charity was trying to get ready for him to come by and stay, see her and stay with her for a little bit. But my thing is, like, it just doesn't make any sense. For one, Blue's situation, he didn't have to be in his situation.
Right.
Like his mother said, he had a mother and a father and had a college scholarship, and he just banked on trying to be a little gang banker.
Hmm.
That in a gang, I'm in LA, in a gang that's barely even got what 10 members.
Hmm.
He sound like a fool. And all the
Yeah.
times the only reason why people like him is because a lot of people have a disdain for her. So the more that he degrades her, the more people like him.
Well, I don't even know why people even on this Blueface and Crip thing. Cause
It
I don't
sounds so
believe.
stupid. I'll be
Yeah.
like, it sounds like a childhood thing, like the He-Man Woman Hater Club, like the Little Rascals.
Yeah.
That's why I be thinking they part of the He-Man Woman Hater Club. But
Hmm.
nah, but I appreciate you, Miss Davis, for just always just keeping it real. Like it's not like she's perfect. She's flaws. She has a lot of flaws. And we're just hoping and praying
I
that
got flaws. I still make mistakes.
yeah, me too. And I'm saying like, when you're in love, that's temporary insanity. That's what I
I
say
may have
because
made one today and don't even know it.
don't make me laugh. You got me
Well,
over
I
here.
well, I well, I did. I let that lady up here that y'all are just filling me in that goes on everybody's channel hating on Chrisean.
She does. I mean, look how she's like stalking her life. That is creepy. I ain't heard no channel holder that then went and looked into her life. Even how, I ain't gonna say the name. She don't even do that, and she's a real rock follower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't even hear her talking about. Oh, have you? That is creepy. Why are you looking up the city they say they from? What are you talking about? Homeboy say he lived in the suburb and he would travel over to go to school in the hood, I guess.
Mhm.
Back where I don't know if you ever seen her friend White Buddha.
Mm-mm.
She was one of the girls that was going to
Yeah.
church
Yes.
with.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So And when they say, he was saying, oh, she lose all her friends. Her and White Boot have been friends since 6th grade, and
Yeah.
they still friends to this day. And even March
Mm-hmm.
said she was the first person she called when she got out. So my thing is, everybody always wanted so quick to talk down on her instead of just, saying like she did this and she did this wrong. But I'm hoping that she move forward and she do
Listen,
do well.
it wouldn't matter if she was doing everything right. Somebody still would have something to say.
They're gonna say that her ponytail is on crooked,
Right. So
or
it is
or
what it is.
yeah, but it don't matter. But I didn't get a chance to hear, is Ronnie on the run really, or
Yep. He's on the run.
he said it?
Yep. He didn't have to say it. He violated his probation.
Yeah, he got to go to court. He said, and in a like 2 months or something like that.
Well, I think this month and next month or something like that.
Yeah, he got to show up for the what's the name, whatever, the stay away order court date, and then he
Right.
has, and then because they canceled his meeting, I guess, with the probation officer, and she said she wanted him to see the court, the judge. God bless you.
Thank you.
So that's gonna be interesting. Whoa.
Well,
Long
it
as he
ain't
stay
gonna
away
be
from her.
right.
Okay.
Exactly. So let me
And
finish this video, sis.
all right, go ahead. I'm gonna
Nice
go ahead
talking
and
with you,
drop down. Thank you
sweetie.
so much.
Okay. All right.
Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.
Very separate. And I get it, because like sometimes me and my girl aren't doing that good. Like,
Why is she not here?
why is she not here? She's actually in Vancouver. She just saw Taylor Swift's
Thank you, Fat Dime, for coming up, sis. Always a pleasure.
final
of course she
performance
saw Taylor
last
Swift.
night. Yeah, she went out there for that.
Oh
That would
my
have been
God.
great. She would
I
love
would
to
have
be here.
I would have loved for her to be here. I have to come back and see her.
Oh yeah, we should do that for sure. But like with me and her, sometimes we'll be like not getting along super good, and then there's like a photo shoot or a podcast or whatever, and we got to show up and we got to do that shit and just act like we're
Super cool.
solid, you know?
Yeah,
And it's
I
like,
understand.
and in that moment, you're kind of like, oh, so like,
Tiffany,
even if we're not feeling in love, we can actually kind of do this. But do you feel like that's kind of where you're at now, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely 100% not into the romantic relationship anymore. I'm down to work. I know that's going to be hard for him because, like, getting locked up, the real world kind of stops for you.
Right.
But
And you start to super rely on the girl that is holding you down out in the real world.
But he has to remember, like, before he went in, you did some up shit to me, and and that was it. And I told you that it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
And I know he probably was like, oh, it was going to happen. Like, because every other time it's like this, but this time I was very serious. I didn't just move out and make you get me a house for shits and giggles. Like, it was, but my world didn't stop for a year and some change. His did. So I have, been able to, in a sense, like, heal without him, like, coming over to see the kids or whatever the sense is. I got to, like, actually heal from what it was that he did to me. So I'm over the romantic aspect. I would like to still keep working because I think that he's so smart business wise. And even though, like, everyone's like, what the fuck is he doing? But, like, he's very smart business wise. He's like the smartest idiot you've ever met.
Yeah, why does that always get said about? I think Wack coined that, but
yeah,
you
probably
agree
did.
with it? Okay.
Yeah, he probably did say that, but he's like the smartest dummy like you ever seen in your life. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I can't do nothing but commend him.
Jaidyn ain't going nowhere by what she just said,
because he's obviously put so many things in motion and so many things into play for, like, several people, not just me, obviously multiple people. But romantically, I'm pretty much over it. I do want to be with a girl. And I think that he knows that. I know that his world kind of stopped, but mine has kept going, in a sense.
Are you guys still in communication?
Yeah, of course.
But is he still trying to?
I mean, I think that he kind of knows that I'm over it, but I mean, if he wants to see some ass, I'm not gonna be like, I mean, he's in jail. I'm not gonna be like a bitch, like, hey, see your ass, like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be a bitch. I might, show him some ass or something.
But you say that makes me feel like, oh, when he gets out, there's a total chance you guys will get back together.
No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be back together.
Exactly.
I think that I don't want to be on the roster of 25 people that he keeps in rotation. Like, that is just so not who I am anymore.
Is there part of you that still wants to sleep with him when he gets out?
No, because he doesn't look the same anymore.
Oh.
He doesn't look the same. That's not who I had fell in love with.
Like, the face tattoos?
Yeah.
What about, he already had a bunch of face tattoos.
He did, but he was just, it was very more demure than it is now.
Very demure.
Yeah.
Very cutesy.
Yeah. It's not the same anymore.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, granted, maybe when I see him, it might feel different, but that's not really the style that I was going for.
Really? Because I mean, he did get him in prison, so they're not going to be the best quality.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where I'm disappointed. I was like, if that's kind of like what you wanted to do, you could have definitely went to like a tattoo artist out here and did that.
Right.
I don't think that in there was the best way to do it, and like it's like kind of dirty.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, getting tattoos on the outside, it's like you got a million other things to do, so it doesn't feel that attractive to me. But yeah, I guess if I was locked up and there was somebody doing pretty good tattoos, I could see myself going for it. Even
but
though
not on the face.
The face is crazy.
Like the back or your leg, or like I don't know. Like, how do you just trust someone to just dot your face? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
And that's what I love about him, is that he just refuses to act like a successful millionaire. He's like, no, and I'm getting a bunch of face tattoos in prison.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he wouldn't have done that. I wish he would have waited until like he got out if that was what he wanted to do. But I mean, he never listens to anybody, so I don't think that even if me giving him my opinion that he would have even cared. But
I was thinking about the other day is that they just don't make face tattoo guys like they used to. Back 2017, 2018, it felt like every other week there was some new cute little face tattoo kid, the Lil Xans of the world and the whoever's. And now you just don't really see that too often.
I mean, maybe he was trying to set a new trend or something. I don't know.
Right.
I didn't necessarily agree with it when I saw it, though. I mean, I wish he would have waited and maybe thought about it a little harder, but he's very impulsive, so it's not like I don't think anybody giving their opinion would have mattered to him.
Right.
So
does it bother you in particular that he got Chrisean's face tattooed or whatever?
I was more disappointed in the fact that he got my daughter's name like around the same time. And I just kind of felt like that, like she's 2 years old now. When Javon, our son, was born, like days later, we both went and got his name. So waiting 2 years to like get her name and then try to like balance it out because like you got her name is just like kind of like lame to me.
So it pisses you off the idea that he's sort of having to like compensate for getting his daughter's name tattooed by also keeping his other girl. Like you, if he is going to be dealing with other girls, you'd like it to be a situation in which he's not having to like fall in line and obey.
Yeah, I feel like the kids should come first. Like nobody in this world would be mad or tell me something about our kids, even if it was a man. You couldn't tell me nothing like about if I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go tap one of their names and then try to tap their name because they're gonna get mad. Like absolutely not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't care if you. Actually, I'm gonna tat it twice.
Okay.
Like what is that? So I don't like that he tried to like compensate for it, but I mean that's their dynamic. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but that's more so what disappointed me. I was like, because like, why did you have to do it around the same time, and why is her name so small? You know what I'm saying? Like Javon's is big as hell. It's like on his forearm or whatever. So I'm just kind of like, I didn't like that, and that type of stuff does matter. You know, people do clock that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But have you visited him while he's been locked up?
When he was in the county, out here in LA, I did go see him about 4 or 5 times. But it was the fans are crazy, and so they like book appointments or like do weird stuff, and I don't even know if they actually go to see him. But they had like and then like I don't know if the jail started catching on and would like block his thing off, so it would be really hard to get an appointment to go see him in the county, and that was behind the glass on the phone, so it wasn't like a super great visit, and it's 30 minutes only.
You think that they would be able to control that more easily?
Yeah, I think that at first it was like the fans doing it, and then once the jail like caught on to who and what was going on, that sorry, my eyes water. That they had to like block it off, so it would be really hard to like get an appointment.
It is crazy because being in jail is probably so boring that talking to some random fan for a half
Oh,
hour
100%.
probably
Like,
sounds all right.
and I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably why he, gets caught talking to all these girls that he used to bang. And, I'm sure, I mean, knowing him, he was already doing that when he was out and had a million things to do. So I'm having like 0 things to do. I'm sure like that contributes to it. And then he went into, when he got transferred, there was like a period of time where he couldn't get any visits and he barely could use a phone. And then now that he's at Current State, North Current State or whatever it's called, he just started getting into like being able to send out like visitation forms. I already, turned mine in, so I'm just kind of waiting for approval. But that kind of stuff like they take mad long to like get back to you and stuff. So as soon as I have my approval good and go, I'm gonna definitely go see him. I mean, he has 8 more months and 9 more months to do. So I mean, I'm not about to just let him sit there.
For sure. Do you think his mom's right that he'll get the tattoos removed when he gets out?
I don't think he's gonna get them removed because I just don't see him doing that. But I could see him maybe covering up what's her name's name if something was to happen. I don't think that he's gonna remove them though. That's a really like painful process, and a lot of the tattoos he has are like really dark. So it's gonna take several sessions, and
you might never get rid of it.
Yeah, it's still gonna be like a faint situation. So like what you're gonna have to cover that. I don't know. He's not gonna do that.
Yeah, you have to get it blasted like a million times to really get rid of it.
Yeah,
especially
and it's super painful.
Yeah. I've done a bunch of those back in the day. But okay, how much of this, like when you're in a relationship with somebody and it's public, part of the drama is that each person has fans, and those fans are going to basically push you in whatever direction they think is right for you. And I can imagine from your perspective as a woman that a lot of your fans probably were urging you to not be with him in the same way. How much of that do you think like kind of permeates your brain?
I think that, I obviously see every, I mean, we all see the same stuff. I see it I see it as y'all see it, but it never like, even when he just started and like barely people were catching on to who I was, because I was really trying to like stay back. I still would see stuff and I still would hear it, but it always sticks with you. But it never made an impact in the decisions that I made, because I'm like, at the end of the day, it's still the internet.
Right.
People can have their opinion, but you're not living in it. You don't walk the same walk that I walk, as much as you might think it. But a lot of my truer fans are kind of like, whatever you want to do, I support it. And that's kind of more so like the support that I care about. Because
like women are on average a little bit more sensitive, or like in my situation, my girl gets a lot less shit than me. So if she gets 100 DMs about something, she's going to really notice, as opposed to me where I could get 1 million DMs and it's just like, it doesn't really hit me in the same way. I'm kind of already like divorced from really caring about what people are going to say publicly or whatever.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine that for you, if you read 100 DMs or 100 comments or whatever that are all kind of saying the same thing, that's got to be sort of tough to endure.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to hear that you like are making the wrong decision, 100 times, but it never made me choose a different choice than what I did. So I just I feel like when you come into some fame or you come into fans, and you have to just stay true to who you are and then go from there. Because if you start listening to the internet and start listening to what the fans say, you will literally down spiral. That is like rule number 1, to not listen to what the internet says. Because if you do, you're just become an internet robot at that point.
Yeah.
And then you're like a clout demon, like literally.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about the music side of things right now? Are you genuinely excited about it? Like, where are you at with that?
I've been working on a couple things. I haven't put nothing up because I'm like, without him here to like really critique me, it's a little strange, because he was critiquing me so hard. And that, we were pushing that brand. And I'm just like, it's a lot different when he's not there with you. Or like if you just have to play something for him, it's just so different because he's not the ear that's there.
Right.
So I'm working on stuff. I'm a little reluctant to like put it out there, but I do want to put out more music. I do want to continue to do music. I like me going on reality TV or whatever wasn't like wasn't the main goal to just become like a reality TV star, although it was an amazing experience. But I definitely want to continue to do music. And I didn't realize that, like, when I first put out my first song, I was kind of like, I'm just going to see how it goes. Like, it wasn't so like, I have to become a star with music. Now I'm kind of like, I like what I do. Like, I like that. I like that people like to listen to me too.
Right.
And like that, no, I can go to the grocery store, people are singing my lyrics, like, as I'm going to the car. Like, that's cool.
Right. I'm not going to lie to you. That was one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed in my whole time doing music, is that when he first announced, or when you first announced that you were going to be doing music or whatever, I didn't even really think about it that much. And then to have the songs hit hard enough that all of a sudden it's like the default TikTok sound, that like girls that I don't even, or girls that I know, but who I know don't know who you guys are using it as their songs on TikTok, like porn star girls and stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, like this is actually working on a level that I never would have ever predicted.
He's an evil genius.
Yeah. Well, how much of that do you give to him versus your own?
I mean,
input?
I feel like I'm the voice, and I like, like I would like, I like to go in there, like how we were doing it is like, I like to go in there and I like ask for his opinion, and I give him the topics that I want. Obviously, he's a helping hand to me, because it's like sometimes I don't know how to like put it to the beat. Obviously, I'm new. Me writing my first song, it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of just going in there. But everything that I talk about is me. Like, I'm like, help me word this. Like, how do I, or what would sound better? Or does this sound good? And, you know, and he's like, that's what I miss about him being around, is that, you know, like we were a really good duo when it came to the studio. I know that he would be on live and he'd be cussing me out and all that, but that was like the best part, because it wouldn't be so good if I kept up and he was correcting me. And you know what I'm saying? So I do miss him when it comes to making music. Yes, I do.
It's interesting because, like, I remember seeing a clip of Academics saying that he basically like sacrificed his own rap career in order to blow up. You know, really, he was talking about Chrisean, but I guess like in a similar way, you could kind of say it about you. Do you think that's true?
No, I think that when he gets out, he's probably going to go full throttle and probably have so much more to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. Okay. When he was here, maybe to others, like he was kind of repetitive of talking about kind of the similar situations that he was going through, and like, cause we all see it in real time. But now that he's been gone for almost a year now. And
that's Ronnie that's in the chat. That's the real Ronnie. I went to his page. That's him.
And then he's probably going to do another 8 months. He has plenty to talk about now. I'm sure all the ideas that's running through his mind, just because he's not writing it down, or he has plenty to talk about now.
Because, okay, when you think about it, it's easy to make popular music if you're rapping about a bunch of gangster and street shit, and it's harder to make music if you're gonna rap about some fly shit or some get money shit or whatever. Like, at least in 2024, the fans are just more interested in hearing about a bunch of crazy street shit or whatever.
Yeah, more relatable stuff.
And when he came out, he's rapping about all this gangster ass shit, and then pretty quickly it kind of like, you know, he does 𝗡𝗘𝗫𝗧. All of a sudden he's getting motion for doing other types of music that are a little bit more cleaned up. And then I feel like he's somebody who's pretty true to himself, where most of his music doesn't really focus on a bunch of crazy violence and street shit, because that's just not really where he's at in his life right now. But he's been locked in this box for a year, it'll be almost 2 years by the time he gets out. So he's going to be surrounded by all of this sort of shit. And I wonder how much that'll, you know,
I think that he will come out and definitely surprise a lot of people. I think that people probably will think that he's not going to put his all into it, but I think he will. I definitely think he will, because he loves to prove people wrong in like the slickest way. So I think that he will come out and do his big one. I do.
Definitely. Did it bother you, or when you saw the baby on the other side come out looking kind of Charles Barkley-ish?
What does that mean?
Well, at one point he even said that he thinks that the baby might be Charles Barkley's baby. I think he was kidding.
I think that I would hope that he's kidding. I think that it's hard for me to, because it's like, you know, that baby was had on me, so it's hard for me to have some type of opinion about what's going on, because I'm just like, I don't wish no ill on. I really don't wish no ill on anybody, or even a baby in particular. I want things to work out the best that they can work out, because some stuff is just not okay. You know what I'm saying? And as a mother, I don't agree with all his decisions. Like,
You're right, Buttercup. It's not funny. And she laughed, but Blueface got to set that tone. Is what he's saying behind Chrisean Rock's back is why Chrisean Rock don't get that respect.
Like, you know, posting certain stuff or, you know, whatever, or saying certain stuff about a baby. I don't agree with everything he's done. No, I don't, because I'm a mother. But I do want things to get settled and taken care of.
Right.
That in the best way that they can.
Right.
I feel like that's all I can do, because it's hard for me to it's hard for me to even be
Tiffany,
sympathetic,
that's
because
his
it was
show.
happened to me and on me,
No jumper.
rather than me just like being a fan that's seeing it. And obviously if you're a fan, you're kind of more like, what's going on?
Mhm.
But me, I'm kind of like, I want it to work out the best way that it can.
My whole thing is that I'm willing to accept people being drug addicts, smoking weed, drinking all the time, whatever you want to do. But when you get to the point where your desire to get fucked up is greater than your desire to have a healthy baby, that to me is probably like one of the most evil things that I could imagine a person
He
doing.
threw that
It's
in
like
there.
knowingly creating a situation in which their kid's probably going to have issues, at the very least, that are going to affect them for all of time. I mean, maybe I'm lucky because I've been surrounded by women who take their motherhood pretty seriously.
Yeah.
But to me, that is just like so beyond the pale of
Today.
what I could ever accept for somebody. That is just so.
I mean, I agree.
And I know you're hesitant to like fully cast judgment and everything. And obviously, like, you got to just.
Tiffany, I don't know when he did the interview. You're stuck on these dates. We don't know when these people do these interviews. He could have had this from last month.
Love the kid no matter what.
Yeah.
But that, like, even just seeing people make jokes about it. I mean, I guess I can't blame them for making jokes.
The jokes are it's really out of pocket, because at the end of the day, that's, you know, that's a human being that's, you know, it is suffering in more ways than one. And I mean, when there's nothing that us outsiders can do really to help the situation, so we all just kind of have to just hope for the best. But it is hard to watch. I will say that it is hard to watch, but like I said, it's hard for me because it's like it happened on me, and it's like, you know, my hands are tied. Like, I can't do too much. I do want there to be some type of answer. I know there's like a lot of questions about who is the dad and what's going on. I mean, I would love there to be like a solid answer, because obviously at the end of the day, that will affect my kids if it is. So I would like there to be some type of solid answer.
So you're not sure if the kid is his or not still?
I mean, I think there's a lot of questions surrounding it.
Oh, okay. I kind of thought that had been settled, but I guess, yeah, you're
I
right.
know. I mean, like, I think that if, you know, I think that Blue was questioning it, and I think that if the other person who's claiming to be the dad or whatever the f is going on, I think that if I wouldn't go so hard about a baby if I didn't think it was mine. I don't know about anybody else, but I wouldn't do that.
Right.
So, and I don't think a man would do that either. Like, if somebody, if like they were like, oh, that's your baby, cool. Unless I actually thought it was, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like,
Oh boy.
I hope that there's some type of, you know, some type of answer that comes out of that, but because it would also affect my kids. But I'm just, I like to stay clear of that, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, it's all fucked up. It's all fucked up, and it's just, I don't want to be involved in something like that, because even if you know, messed up stuff was happened to me, I don't have to go out of my way to be evil or in any way, and, you know, say stupid shit or post certain shit. Like, I don't have to do that, you know, to be happy and be blessed in my life. So, you know, I've been blessed this whole year, and I'm gonna continue to be.
Jaidyn
My
be
kids
hiding,
are healthy
throwing
and
rocks and hiding her
beautiful and
hands.
amazing. Like, they surprise me every day.
Definitely. How old's the boy that I just seen out there?
He's 7.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be 8 in
I
April.
seen him out the corner of my eye as I was coming in here. I
My daughter is out there too.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. So is it true that you're dating somebody in the WNBA? That's fake. They were saying I don't even know who this is, but Jocelyn Morris. Is there any truth to that?
She's not the WNBA, but she did play basketball back in the day. But you know,
So this is not a no.
it's like we were, but I feel like there are certain things that happened that I felt like that were clout driven, and I can't decipher it yet. So right now I'm single and I'm dating myself. I'm dating a bag. I'm dating, like my life right now, and I want to, make sure that I'm as happy as I can be before I try to pour into somebody else's life. But I do feel like there were certain things that were done that were clout driven.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that I'm new to the dating world, like seriously dating world, because all the other stuff that I did was kind of just like, I really was with him and I was kind of just stepping out with other girls or whatever. But when it came to her, I tried to take it as serious as I could. But
what was the clout move that she busted that rubbed you the wrong way?
I just feel like I don't like as long as she's known me, I've had a baby dad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like for you to kind of, mess with me for a year and then try to always bring him up is kind of like, and then to like make it seem like that was the reason that we're not working because I have a baby dad when I haven't even gave that I want to be with my baby dad in I don't know how long. So I kind of just feel like I don't know if it was like using me for clout or whatever, because I don't know if y'all saw I took her to the Baddies premiere with me. I've been, on her YouTube. I've been on her TikTok live. I've done stuff like that to kind of feed into her to pour into her. And I just like, now you want to talk about my baby dad, and I'm just kind of like,
oh shit,
I don't even want to be with him.
Right.
I just covered up the tattoo. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm single right now, dating myself, but that could maybe be a later in life. But right now, I hope
she's talking about that YouTuber she did a couple of videos with the silver and black braids she wears in her hair.
Focuses on herself.
And it ended because of this clout chasing stuff?
Yeah, mostly that, and because I don't know if she thinks that something's going on, but that's females for you. So like when females are trying to talk to me about something where I'm just kind of like, there's nothing going on, I just kind of shut down. If I tell you that's what it is.
Right.
I don't want to keep talking about something that like is not going on.
Right.
And someone that's not here, that like, how can something be going on?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
there's got to be like a lesbian code of conduct when it comes to baby daddies.
I mean, especially if you knew me before that we were messing around, we were friends, and I still had a baby daddy. And you come and, I always had, it wasn't like I just had the baby daddy.
Right.
It wasn't like I just had a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, hey.
It's very interesting, though, that like you were with this guy for so long who's kind of athletic, big, tall dude, and then you end up with somebody in the WNBA, like the closest to possessing those
She never
attributes.
played in the WNBA.
Oh, right. Whoops,
she just did like college basketball or whatever.
Tiffany, they're talking about Buki now.
So I really
she did like college basketball or whatever it was, but I mean, maybe I have a type. I don't know.
Right.
But, yeah, I'm leaving that where it is, and I'm gonna focus on myself. I mean, I like girls, so if more girls are to come, that's probably what's gonna happen.
More girls to come. Are you quality over quantity or quantity first?
No, I want quality. I think I'm in the point in my life where I would like to, be in the matching PJs for Christmas and shit. But I'm also. I think when I first started dating her, I was, just fresh out of a relationship, trying to be in a relationship. So it kind of was like not balancing out.
Yep.
And like, okay, you might catch me doing this or that. But it was never anything to the point where it's like, I'm embarrassing you. Like, who cares about that? Like, nobody.
Right.
Especially if I'm taking you here and taking you there and posting you and doing all that. So that's where I'm saying, like, when it comes to like being with girls, I feel like I am so traumatized that sometimes I start acting like him. And that's kind of like where I hate, like, I'm mad about myself because I'm like, damn, like,
that's who you learn to be in a relationship
that's why I'm kind of like,
from.
Damn it, like, oh my God, why am I acting like that? But as like more recently, I was taking it more serious, and it's just like all the questions and insecurities and whatnot, I just can't. I shut down because I'm like, how many times do I got to tell you? And if I've made permanent decisions to try to show you, I don't want to keep talking about this.
So you're more comfortable being the girl in the relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like when it comes emotionally wise, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like you might present as more feminine than the average person that you're going to be with, but then at the same time, I think
Emotionally,
you kind of want to be in control.
Yeah.
Well, with other women, I feel like
Yeah.
you're more submissive to Blue, but that's different.
Yeah, and that's like a whole different category.
Yeah.
Like I can't even compare the two because they're so totally different.
And you got into that situation in high school when you were like,
yeah, and
you just
I'm a
even know
whole
who you
different
are.
person, and
Yeah.
I think that that's kind of where it's kind of where it all gets tricky because I'm a different person than I was a year ago.
Mm.
Like I'm a whole different person. I'm more confident in myself. I am more like standing on business. So when it comes to what I want to do and how I want to do it.
Mm.
And now that, you know, like when someone just leaves that was in your life for 10 years and is just gone for a year, you have to kind of start making decisions, especially if you have 2 kids. Like you have to start making different decisions.
Right.
Whether he likes it or not, whether she likes it or not, whether they like it, like whoever. Like, so I've definitely fallen in love with who I've been becoming, but I'm not going to settle for something that's going to keep hindering that.
It's crazy because it might not have ever happened if he didn't get locked up. Like you might have kind of stayed in that same storm.
I think that it was definitely a hamster wheel, but I don't want him to be in jail, and I would have never wished for him to go to jail.
Right.
But since he did go to jail, I have become more of who I am because of it. Like, and healing without him here was obviously a lot easier because how are you going to heal when someone comes and sees you every other 3 days? So it's not super easy to heal like that.
And he's got you on this like consistent dopamine schedule where it's like there's just always some crazy shit
well, yeah,
happening.
I mean, I have the kids, so it's like,
yeah.
And then it's like if you have certain people or things going on at your house, I like hell if you think my kids are going to go over there.
Right.
You're not about to be over there trying to poison my kids. This weird shit. Like, no.
Is that a real concern?
I would definitely not trust my kids over there if certain people are there. With him, sure. Absolutely. He loves those kids. Like he would do anything for those kids. But sometimes the people that he surrounds himself with, not so much.
But poisoning a kid has got to be one of the worst things that you could ever imagine anybody doing. But you're saying you wouldn't put that past Chrisean.
Correct.
Has that ever happened or anything?
No,
similar
it's
to
not.
That?
I just don't. I don't trust her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust her with my kids, especially considering what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, and the hatred that spews off of her about me, like it's not something that I would feel comfortable with my kids doing.
Right.
Wow.
Because you don't want your kids to be spending time around this person so much that then that person starts to be able to feed narratives to them, etc.
Yeah,
which you could very much imagine happening.
Yeah, and granted, you just never know what happens behind closed doors. And if I'm out somewhere or at home and like something was to happen because of that, I would end up in jail. You get what I'm saying? So it's like my kids are so precious to me and so just God sent that I would never allow anything that I felt any type of uneasy about to go down. And I know that he loves them, and but things happen when you're asleep. Things happen when you run to the store to grab some blunt. Things happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kids mysteriously fall, or kids mysteriously whatever.
Right.
I can't have that happen.
It's crazy because like me and my girl have had hypothetical conversations before about like if we were to split up, how long is the appropriate amount of time before you can introduce your kid to the new person that you're seeing? And I just realized from talking to her that like to her it is such a gigantic thing, like just that introduction, which I guess I hadn't really thought about it that much. But I mean, yeah, like I think if you want to be respectful of the parental relationship, you have to treat that as a massive decision.
Well, yeah, that, and it's like especially the age factor comes into play. So if you're introducing kids to somebody at a young age, you kind of are grooming them to be cool, like to look for that person.
Yeah.
Someone, if you're introducing them to a kid that's like 12 years old and you're like, oh, this is mom's new friend, different story than if they're 7 or 2. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful about shit like that. And I've definitely, like, I know all that. My mom was a single mom, and she never introduced me to anybody except like one person. And me and my sister were both old enough to understand like this is mom's dude, but things happen,
Definitely.
So you know, but he ended up being around for a very long time. So it was just like, you know, you have to be careful about stuff like that. And especially if there's no respect level there. And like, granted, obviously there has been shit that's happened between the three of us. That's, you know, but if there's no respect level when it comes to the kids, then I do not want you around my kids, period.
No, definitely. I just wanted to ask, what's your relationship with Wack at this point?
Me and Wack are cool. We're always been cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I talk to him here and there. He just check, you know, he'll check in, see if we cool, or you know, if something's going on in the media, and he's like, or I'm like, what the fuck is going on, you know, or whatever. But me and him are cool. I mean, I haven't seen him in a really long time. Granted, because Blue's in jail, so there really hasn't been a reason to.
I mean, I think he appreciates you providing some sort of normalcy in his life, because when Blue wants to be with some crazy girl or whatever, it's like he, as a manager, just kind of got to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's like you can kind of tell that he would prefer Blueface have like a more simple way of life.
I think so too. I mean, I think that he's similar to that. He kind of, you know, he Wack is crazy too, but I think that he prefers to have someone that's more of a stable human being. You know, granted, I don't know what he got going on, but he's also
20 years older than Blueface, so he's had a little bit more time to realize that.
But he also appreciates a more stable relationship in his life also. But me and Wack are cool. Me and Wack have never had no problems, and he's seen me he's seen me and Blue go at it, and he will still be like, sis, fucking crazy, but we gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? We in this white neighborhood, but like me and him have never had no problems, and I think that he appreciates that, because there's like a certain respect level that has to happen. Because it's like, at the end of the day, I met him and he was his manager, and he was making so many moves for him. Like, they were working together, and it was working. And just because he's in jail, or just because they're not doing music at the moment, doesn't mean like I'm gonna be disrespectful or something like that. No, that would never be me.
No.
And definitely. Even if he says something that I don't necessarily agree with, doesn't mean I have to go and call him and cuss him out or something. I'll just be like, bro, what is that? You know?
Definitely. So what was it like going on Baddies after all these years of like doing something that public and separate from the
Jaidyn looks
Blueface
stupid on
universe?
Baddies.
It must have felt kind of crazy.
Let me see that. That's how I feel about that. No, let me see. But no, you know what? I really appreciate my Baddies experience. I do. I really had a good time, and I don't really have much negative to say about it. I know that people might put like a negative, you know, connotation on it, but I had a good time. And, you know I got into it, you know, I might have got into it with somebody or whatever, but sometimes, you know, that's what happens when you're with 20 bitches. That's the type of shit that happens. You're with 20 bitches and you speak your mind and somebody might not like it. That's how that happens. But my Baddies experience, I loved it. I had a good time, and I appreciate the opportunity, and I would do it again. And
she talks about ratchet and ghetto and pulls a bottle from up underneath the table in an interview.
I really went there just to keep pushing the music and keep pushing my brand and just still kind of keeping the momentum going, like I said. And I don't really have much negative to say, you know, like fights happen, you know, you get into, if you're around 20 females, I'm not around that many girls at once ever.
Right.
So like, it was definitely like a culture shock to be like around all these girls and you don't know them, because I went in not knowing anybody. You know, some of the new girls I've heard of each other or whatever, but I didn't know anybody.
Was it more or less real than you thought it was going to be?
It was as real as I feel like it could have been, in, you know, considering the fact that, like, you know, there is cameras rolling and cameras don't roll all the time. So it's like, at some point you have to be like, oh, the cameras are rolling now, like this is what we're doing, or this is the scene that we're doing now. But then it's real reactions. Like, obviously I need to know if I'm gonna go hiking today or going to, you know, do a striptease or something. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know the room that I'm about to be in. But then when you get to that room, it's definitely just what it is. Like, because sometimes they might bring in someone you don't like. You might have just fought that girl, and then now you guys all have to go sit at a lunch.
Right.
Like, I need to know what we're doing. But when we get to that room, then we know what we're doing.
Right.
So I was never instructed to do anything like that I didn't want to do, or I was just told what the day was going to consist of, and you go from there.
They just set up scenarios that are likely to cause
drama. I mean, at the end of the day, it's filming, so it's like, it's not like we're in the house and we're 24-hour in surveillance. That's not clearly that's not what's going on. So you know, you get told what we're doing today, and then it's it's up from there.
Right.
So if we're going hiking today, cool. If we're going to go to lunch today, cool. But then from there, you know what you're doing.
How long does it take to film a season?
I was gone for 40 days. 30 some or 40 days.
Wow. Was that hard?
It was really hard because I've never been away from my kids that long.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's gotta be difficult.
Yeah, and I feel like it was hard for them because it was like, their dad's gone, and then I'm leaving for 30, 40 days, and it's kind of like, what is going on?
Right.
But I had my people that are close to me around them, and I obviously talk to them every day, so I wasn't too concerned about that. But I know that it was hard on them for me to be gone that long. But I mean, moves got to be made, so. I mean, I don't regret going, and I would go again. So
it's gotta be a pretty good bag for you to be down to take off for that long too, huh?
I mean, yeah, my bag was very nice.
Right.
My bag was nice.
Probably more than certain other people.
Probably. I mean, probably. I would probably assume so.
Everybody's got different.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would assume that the bag was different, sure, but my bag was nice, and I'm not mad about my bag.
Right.
For 40 to make in 40 days, I'm not mad about it.
Was there any moments where you felt like going home?
Going home, no. Homesick, yes. But I knew that I was there to do a job. Some jobs take a day. Some jobs take a couple weeks. Some jobs take a month or two. Like shit. So I was prepared. I mentally prepared. I was like having to, coach myself. Like, you're here to do a job. So you have to finish what you started. And that's really mainly what I wanted to do is I didn't want to seem like I was like leaving because I was like, thought I was this or thought I was that. But I definitely miss my kids. But I'm glad that I finished it out.
Right. Definitely. So where did the decision come from to start the OnlyFans?
This agency called Rumor. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like a lewd agency, no nudity or anything like that.
Okay.
They reached out via one of my stylists and reached out to see if I was interested. I had a meeting with them and I was like, look, I am not interested in doing anything like nude or anything like that. That's not my brand. And they're like, yeah, no, like we don't want any of that. So I was kind of like, okay, like I'm interested to see what you guys want to do. And they were completely cool with like me being hands-on to like the content that gets put out and like what's going on. And I was like, we can do a trial and see what goes on. And so far so good. I'm happy with what's going on. I'm happy with the money that I'm making. So, it's exclusive content that may or may not ever get posted on my Instagram. So if you're interested in that, if you're a fan of mine or you're a fan of seeing, stuff that I might not post on Instagram, then it's for you.
Right.
And I'm still sticking to my brand. I'm not going to like do something that's not my brand.
Right.
So.
Is this something that you had ever discussed with Blueface while he was still out?
No. He actually wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I was kind of like, bro, didn't you do OnlyFans?
He did too? Who did he do it with?
He did the Blue Girls Club.
Right, okay.
So it's kind of like, I'm like, exactly. Like if you are on there doing a show, you don't think that I could go on there and do like content that doesn't mean that I'm like on there like, doing some weird shit like that's out of my realm. Like, some people that works for them.
Right.
But like that wasn't the brand that I was going for. And I don't know if he just like thought I was just going to be on there being a whole star or something, which is cool if that's what you do. But he knows that I wouldn't do that.
Right.
And that's kind of what bothered me. Like, why are you upset? Because like, first of all, you did OnlyFans and it wasn't necessarily.
Well, he probably wants to keep you in a certain place and then keep, the 12 crazy chicks that he has on there in a separate place.
Yeah. But if he was to see what the content was, he would be like, oh, okay, cool. I don't think he would be mad about it at all.
So have you had conversations about it?
$200,000 for 2 hours left.
Yeah, and we only really talked about it once. And then he called me when I was at a photo shoot for something content wise that I was doing. And I don't know if he thought that I was like going to be like a whole, like it was like going to be a whole setup or something, but it wasn't. It was just like literally taking pictures and I did like 4 or 5 looks and it's not stuff that's on my Instagram. So that's something that people can look forward to. Like if you go tune in, you see behind the scenes, you see content that's not on my Instagram and it might not ever go to my Instagram. So you look up if you do that. So I think that he thought it was going to be something else or like thought I was just like going way off tangent, but that's not what it was.
Definitely. Okay, so the first thing you ever posted was basically you talking about how you covered up the tattoo of his name.
Yeah.
What made you want that to be? I feel like it's hard to not take the OnlyFans as a sort of specific anti-Blueface statement if the first thing that you're doing is talking about how you covered up the tattoo?
I mean, really, I did that because I felt like, the whole like, oh, girl got chased down in subway. I don't know if we all saw that, but she got chased down in subway because somebody else thought they was the dad or whatever was going on. And then she proceeded to post the face tattoo because nobody knew about that.
Mm-hmm.
We knew about all the other face tattoos, but we didn't know necessarily that was there. So I'm like, I'm going to turn these lemons into lemonade, like, because y'all think y'all like clowning or something. Like, she was really doing that to try to hurt, like, prove a point. And because like he was mad about that situation, and that's why he was doing the most and following all these girls and da-da-da. And so she wanted to like retaliate and try to prove a point. So I was like, I'm over here at this photo shoot, like, post that now, run with it, because it's like I'm someone that will always turn the lemons into lemonade. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but like,
Girl,
like,
bye.
if I see something happening and it's like I can see a way to turn it into a bag, I'm gonna do it. Why else would I? You know what I'm saying? So, but the tattoo has been covered.
Right.
It's been covered for a minute now, and that was just because I'm over it. Like, you can't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. So I'm like, why am I gonna keep having this tattoo on me and it's not what's going on anymore?
Right. But it might strike people as odd because you don't really want him to be entirely out of your life. And I think to a lot of people, when you have a lot of tattoos, it's not like each tattoo is like who you are currently with. It's more like chapters out of your life. But did you feel like you had to do that in order to kind of turn the page?
I do, because I was like, it was on my ass. It was a full government first and last name on my ass. So it's kind of just not the most appealing to somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
feels like you're fucking somebody else's property.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a whole bumper sticker on it, and it's like it feels like you're renting the car or something.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really what I was trying to do. Why y'all laughing? Like, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't what, like, it just wasn't giving the vibe anymore.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cover this shit up, because it's not. I truly don't want to be with him, and I'm moving, and I'm moving in life, and I'm literally moving. I just moved into a new house, and I was like, you know what? It's time to move on. And I don't know, and like, maybe he'll get that at that point. And it's all love on this side, but not like that. So do your thing. And then, but it's been covered. I was not going to post it for real, because it's like, what am I going to do? Post a picture of my ass? But I was like, when I saw that all happening, and it was like, and it really was because it's like, I'm getting posted in as well. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're like, I wonder how Jaidyn Alexis feels. Why? You know what I'm saying? But if my name is getting brought up, then why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not turn the lemons into lemonade?
If you were in another relationship, would you get their name tattooed? Or is that
probably not?
No,
probably not the best idea. Don't recommend. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't recommend. Like, don't recommend.
Yeah, I know. I feel kind of like a weak ass lover. I've been with my girl for 10 years. We both don't have tattoos.
They say it's bad luck though.
I could see that.
Yeah, they say it's bad luck, and I probably wouldn't. So
early on in the relationship, she suggested it, and I was like, nah, we don't gotta do all that.
Yeah.
When I think about it now, I'm like,
they say it's bad luck, so I probably wouldn't suggest it. As a friend, I probably would not tell you to do that.
But what if you just want to like control her mentally?
Yeah,
I feel like that's the
wouldn't
point,
want to do that either.
But that's like the point of doing it, right?
Like,
it's like to really
I mean, like, it's
make it hard for her to leave. You see these girls on Software Underbelly who have like mad pimps' names tattooed on their face, and they keep having to get it covered.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
But those dudes are like making them do that shit.
I mean, if you're a pimp at that point, you do. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
You didn't have
and especially since I did it on my ass, and it was first and last name, like in blue, like it was no getting around that.
Yeah.
So I had to cover that up.
I haven't seen it. What did you cover it up with?
I covered it up with a flower. I'm like, I already have like a dragon situation going on, so I'm just trying to like connect it all and make it like a Japanese situation.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out to my tat artist. So.
Do you plan on having any involvement at King of Crabs?
Well, I mean, of course I'll go eat there. I mean,
Blueface's new
seafood restaurant. Go check it
King
out.
of Crabs. Yes, this is a Crip rapper who started a business called King of Crabs. It's pretty unprecedented. It's really never happened before.
I mean, he does things. This doesn't surprise me. But we used to eat at King of Crabs in, I think it's North Hollywood or somewhere in the Valley area.
Oh, there's another location.
Yeah, there's several, and it was next to his like boxing thing.
Okay.
So we would always go eat there. So after he would do like his like trainings or whatever, we'd go eat there. That's our favorite spot. And I don't know, somehow he ended up talking to the owner and was like, like, I want to open a franchise. So then it just kind of ended up, with the whole, because me and his mom quit at separate times, but we quit because it just wasn't, the treatment was crazy.
The treatment by him? Or?
Yeah, the treatment by him. I feel like he definitely didn't understand the work that was going into there. So,
It's got to be pretty rough being at that point in your life and you're like, it's got to be a lot of bad smells, crazy customers.
I mean, at that point in time when I was working at the restaurant as the cashier, that was not the job that I was ever going to apply for at that time.
Right.
Like, what the like, I could have just been at home, but I was doing what I thought I should have done at that point as a woman. Like, if I'm your bitch, then that's what I was going to do. But yeah, I just, at that time, me and his mom weren't like on the, like, it was a lot to like live with someone and work with someone. And then like, he was just coming and going as he pleased. And then like, we're at work and like, you're out, getting some head somewhere. Like, yeah, no, that wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Not a lot of females who are going to really.
Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Like
in the long run. Yeah. That's going to be tough.
What the like, yeah. So I just found out I was pregnant. So I was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of giving like, I don't have to be here anymore. Like, and then me and him had got into it and we broke up. And then when Karlissa got into the altercation with her, then that's when she quit. And then like most of the staff quit. And then that's why it kind of like downward spiraled.
So you think it would have lasted if it wasn't for that?
Yeah.
And do you think it was actually profitable enough that it was worth him having it consistently going like that, or? It was open for some months, so we were getting it started. A business that you start at first it's like it's a work in progress. But that's why me and her were putting in the work to work there, because it's a work in progress when you first start a business. Yeah.
You can't just automatically think the first month you're going to make $1 million.
And obviously your goal is to have employees who are handling most parts of it. But
we did have a staff, but it was like some days it made more sense for us to just work there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't mad about it. I was in there just, around. It was summer vacation. It was cool. Like, whatever. Like, it wasn't like it was the biggest deal. Being a cashier isn't the hardest job in the world.
But there's like one screenshot that I always have seen go viral or went viral back then that was just like you working at the register looking hella stressed out, and it
did get stressful because it was summer vacation, so there was lines out the door. And
Tiffany, to answer your question, this had to be previously recorded because you can tell he did some edits on it, because some of the cussing has been edited out. Like, it was a cuss there, but it's like kind of muted. So this was previously recorded. So I don't know when he did the interview with Jaidyn Alexis, but he put it up today.
And it's Blue's restaurant, so they want to come and see what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that we did the best that we could, but at a certain point there has to be some type of level of respect. And I don't think that's what it was missing.
Right.
So
yeah, because like he has part of the puzzle in his brain, which is the ability to bring people in and get them to believe in his dreams and get them to work on his behalf and stuff. But part of that, if you want it to work in the long run, is that you also have to be willing to accommodate the emotions of these people if you want them to continue to want to
100%
work for
and that's
you
what he
in
lacks.
The long run. Yeah. But it feels like he can get people into position, but then he doesn't do enough to coddle them.
Why am I newly pregnant working at the cash register and you're not coming home for 2 days? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to go home and be with your mom. I just worked all day with her. So it's like, oh my God, let's pick one.
Where are you at with his mom right now?
Me and his mom, we're fine. We're cool. She just came and saw my new house.
Okay.
I think I love her I think that we've learned to love each other like at a distance, but like she definitely does help me with the kids and I would never knock her for that. All the cousins get to hang out with each other and, I'm not on the best of terms with his sister and I don't know if I want to be. So I'm glad that she can, bring her kids And because her son, the sister's son, and my son are like this.
Really?
And they're only like 9 months apart. So it, that is awesome to me. I didn't grow up with a lot of family, so having cousins and stuff like that, that's really awesome to me.
Yeah.
So she.
You see this? It says, where is it at? It says 6 hours ago. So we recorded this. Well, we started live streaming almost 3 hours ago. It was before midnight. So it's considered to me still today that he put this up.
She does go online. I see her today, and then tomorrow she's on live saying some crazy shit. But I have just learned to love her from a distance. Like, I don't even care what she's saying on the internet. And if she helps me with the kids, my mom's doesn't live out here anymore. So it's not like I have an extreme amount of help.
Yeah.
So, and she does a good job at helping me. So that's all I can ask for.
Do you, your new song is Mamiana.
Yeah.
Where did the inspiration from that come from? Obviously, 𝗪𝗪𝗪 is what it brings to mind.
So we did that before he left, and it was because kind of how like Barbie was kind of like a spinoff of another song. So then we were like, why don't we do it to 𝗪𝗪𝗪? Because then it's like you don't really have to ask for anyone's permission because he's right here. You know what I'm saying? And we had the producer for that come through, like speed it up a little bit, and we did it. And that's kind of what it was. And it was just kind of like, this is what I want to talk about. Let's do it. So that's all it was. And then we had it done before he left, but it was kind of just in the vault because he thought he was getting out in July. And then so when he didn't, that's kind of where that came from. And so I was kind of like, yo, bro, we kind of need to do something because it's not making any sense.
And so is your plan long-term to drop music on his channel consistently, or are you thinking about starting your own channel at some point?
I feel like, I think that we should start a MILF Music channel. That would probably be the best idea to do. But, MILF Music is kind of our collaboration. It is in my name and all that, but
it sound
I
like
don't
you
feel
ain't
right,
going
like,
nowhere.
just being
No
like, hey,
time soon.
I'm MILF Music without you.
Okay.
That's weird. And I would never do that to him. So I think that if we started a MILF Music channel, it would be awesome. But since he already had the gas behind his channel, it kind of just made more sense.
Right.
It's hard to just start something up and do something new, and he's not here when he's a part of it also. So I think that when he gets out, I think would be the best if we started a new channel with MILF Music and went hard about it. But the new music that I'm putting out and I'm working on, I'm going to ask him his thoughts about it and see what he wants to do. And if he doesn't want any part of it, because it's like he's not here to, be a part of it, then yeah, I would start a new channel.
Did it ever get through to you? Because I feel very fake saying this, but at one point I had written out kind of like a proposal that, and this is like kind of early on with the whole MILF Music thing, but this is after he got locked up, where I was like, I think Lena and Jaidyn should do some kind of like social media collaborative
I'm so
stuff.
sad she's not here.
I was trying to set up
Lena,
like photo
call me.
shoot. Yeah, definitely. I love it. But I was trying to set up like some photo shoots type stuff. Some like, oh, let's get them to go to the club together and we can get paparazzi to take photos of them together.
I would love to hang out.
I gave this proposal to Wack and he told me that he would get it to you and your team, and I never heard anything back.
Oh, no shade to Wack, but I never got it.
Yeah, no, I feel like I sometimes give Wack ideas and then he just forgets about them instantly.
Yeah, no, I never got that. But
I hate letting them behind the curtain right there to see me thinking up that kind of thing. It's supposed to look organic. I'm kind of giving it away right now.
Well, no, I mean, but me and Lena have always, like, since I met her, I was really like, I really thought she was like the cutest thing. Like, I think that she's so cute and I love her so much. Like,
she really likes you a lot too. And I feel like, the mom thing. Like,
yes,
let's normalize being hot young moms.
100%. There's not that many of us out here.
Yeah.
Some of them do not be hot. No shade, but they do not be hot.
But it's tough to manage.
Yeah, and it really is, and it's hard to keep up with content, and it really is, because I've been trying to get into my content back. It's very hard. Sometimes I do not be looking hot in my content, but I'm like, they like that mom shit. So because it's relatable. You got to do stuff, and like my fans love the more relatable in real life time. They want to see that real life time, what's happening now. So if I'm moving, I'm posting that. I might not look the hottest, but hey, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But they want to see that. So I love that they want to see that. But yeah, I wish she was here. You tell her to come now.
We could definitely set something up for sure. Because
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing an episode with her and Whack and Wax Girl. R&B.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You should have me come in like, hey, y'all.
Oh, wow. That would be
Interesting to
insane.
see you guys here.
Ooh, the fifth wheel. Yeah.
No, I think that would be funny because I don't think I've ever met.
She's great. R&B.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've ever met her.
I mean, we're talking tattoos. She got the massive Whack tattoo on her back.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I've met her then.
You could never give her back shots without thinking about him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be giving her back shots. So.
A lot of times when I'm f***ing a girl, I think about Whack anyway. No tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, he's just kind of always there in my brain.
Ah, it sucks.
Yeah, maybe I'm gay. I don't know.
Damn.
Take that, Clubhouse. Okay. I guess. Oh yeah. Okay. I honestly can't remember who, but at one point there was a girl who told us that you were in a throuple with them and Blueface at some point, and that they lived with you.
Jiggy.
Is this somebody being optimistic or?
It depends on their name. There was
Projecting?
one girl, but I don't think she's ever been here.
I honestly just can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody telling me that.
We did do that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
Look
do
at
that, but
me.
it was mad long ago. Like, I'm talking like 2019, 2020.
Do you think that you could handle that kind of relationship? Because I could kind of, if it was the right guy and the right girl, I could imagine you getting what you need emotionally and sexually from.
I think that it only didn't work because he was already messing with her. If that's the honest truth. I feel like because I like girls and I don't mind like sometimes me and her going on a date and then like we all go on a date or
Right.
whatever. Like that's cool, like whatever. But I think that it didn't work because like they were already messing around. Like basically he was cheating on me with her and then it just like was like, oh, we already know about each other, like whatever.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't work.
That's a weird start.
In my opinion, I think that if I was like, I think she's really cute, like, should we do this? I think that would have been better.
Right.
Isn't this her right here? Huh, guys? Yes? Why in the chat? Or no?
I think that's why it didn't work out.
Mm.
Well, and she also called him a trick on live. So I feel like it was just all like, what's going on?
Yeah, that'll do it.
You know, like, why would you say that?
How do you feel about the current state of female rap? Because it's kind of like, feels like now it's more lit than ever. Like it's just kind of really.
I'm honestly so proud of all the girls. I'm so proud. I've seen, I know that Mariah the Scientist was doing her thing while Young Thug was gone. I think that's really dope. Now that he's out, I hope she still continues to push that. I hope they do like a collab and like go on tour together. I think that would be so fire. And then Lotto is doing her shit right now, and I think that's dope. And her
it's
shows,
like the year of Sexy Red, or really last year too.
Her show and Lotto shows be so far. Like I'd be like, oh my god, she looks so good. Like I'd be loving it. And then even Sexy Red, like she's doing her thing. She's been doing her thing for like the last year or two. But I'm super proud of all the girls. I think that it's awesome that now, like in nowadays, because like back in the day, like it was a men's game, and now that it's like kind of women dominated, I love it. I love it.
It was like, oh yeah. This is what it was. It was this Clout Chaser. I forget her name. What's her name? Bonnie Lachey. That's who you guys were in the throuple with, right?
No.
She, I think, told us that somebody.
Is she?
She's the one who said that, right?
With me?
I think so, right?
No, she was in a throuple with her and what's her name? And maybe
that's what she was saying.
I have never touched that girl, and I would never touch that girl.
Okay, she's always hollering about
something's wrong with her.
There is.
I think so, like clinically.
You people, her and what's her name? CashApp, you mean?
like clinically wrong. Like, I'm so serious. Like, it's actually not funny. Like, I think something's clinically wrong with her.
Oh, okay.
Like, what? She also, you know what that weird bitch said? She said that she came to one of my San Diego hostings and said that she took the mic from me and everything. And I said, bitch, we never saw you. I
don't
performed
remember
and
her
everything.
saying that now.
The security walked us in and out. We performed. We never saw her.
Jaidyn, that liquor's
And she
getting
took
to
a
you
video,
now.
and mind you, she was like in a slick bun and some black clothes. We would have never known it was her.
Might be a ninja.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I've never touched her, and I would never touch her.
Oh, okay.
Something's wrong with her.
So the girl that you guys were in the trouble with is not somebody that we would know necessarily?
Literally, no.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm like, she came on here. Like,
You
I
up
couldn't
here
believe
shading
that.
everybody.
That's why I was so confused. Like,
I didn't do the interview. It was a sharp interview from a while back.
Hey.
I think. I don't know. Kind of confusing now.
Oh, I mean, I can see that.
You a Sharp fan?
I don't know if I've ever met him. Maybe.
And Sharp is the one that got fired from No Jumper, not Adam. Adam owns the show.
Once or twice, but I don't think he's ever interviewed us.
No.
I think only you have.
Yeah, but he did one with Chrisean and Blueface where she got carried out by security.
Yep.
That
sounds about right.
Pretty historic, yeah.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, she kicked the TV.
Is he still here or something?
No.
Oh.
Some shit happened.
Yeah.
Got fired.
That seems about right too. That seems about right too.
Yeah, he's sweating in his apartment on stream, probably right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. How did you what was your opinion on Blueface when he dissed Soulja Boy and NLE Choppa on the Barbie remix? Did that feel like he was kind of dragging you into his turmoil?
That's a good question.
Did he use that platform in a way that you weren't 100%?
I think he dissed a couple people.
Yeah.
You know what? The whole Soulja Boy and Blue thing, I don't know. I didn't really understand what was going on the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of was like, whatever.
Soulja Boy is one of the easiest people to beef with. Almost
I mean,
everybody
granted, because he like stays on, Instagram and stuff. But I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I don't understand the beef. So I kind of just stayed out of it.
Okay.
I think that, a song to do it to be, I mean, it didn't do nothing for me except boost my song.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have nothing to do with the drama.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've never met Soulja. I don't know anything about that. So, hey, if he wanted to use it as a chance to like take a dig, it's not. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm sorry to everybody, but I don't know what's going on. like what? Like, I don't know.
Definitely. So, okay, where do you feel like you're at in terms of like what you want to accomplish over the next few months or years? Are you like full steam ahead with the OnlyFans and the music and everything? Like, is your team that you have who are helping with OnlyFans, are they helping with everything? Are you? So
I feel like I have like designated people for certain things, and I just my OnlyFans, I really just want to keep pushing like exclusive stuff. And if that's what it is, and it's like we're pushing stuff that's not going on my Instagram, let's do that. Because this agency, it's not a nudity type of thing, but it is going to be stuff that you're not going to see on my Instagram 100%. Like 1,000%, there's going to be stuff on there that you're not going to see. And I'm all for it. But OnlyFans is like, it's for now. Like we're going to see the longevity of it. If it continues to be what it is, then I'll keep at it. But as far as like music, I'm working on some stuff. I'm still kind of like reluctant because it's like I don't have that ear with me when I'm in the studio. And when he calls, it's kind of like randomly at times. But I do miss his ear. So it's hard for me to want to push it, and he's not here.
I respect his ear, and obviously he's got something special about his ability to recognize talent and stuff, but there's a lot of writers out there. Yeah,
but it's like, I mean, I guess unless he told me that he didn't want to be an ear for me, then I probably wouldn't go with somebody else to listen for me. Like I would want his opinion. I do want his opinion. And it's like, if I'm, putting my all into it, I want his opinion. I don't want to just go to some random person and be like, hey, is this cool?
Yeah.
Like, and I especially don't want to step on his toes because it's like he paved that path for me to like do music and stuff. I was like, I'm not stupid to that, so I want him to feel like that I'm still wanting his ear on it. But I'm gonna keep working at it, and if it's like he's cool with it or he doesn't doesn't want to work with me anymore or something like that, then we'll work from there. But I do have a couple things in my thought that I'm kind of like, I am itching to post. So I do want to do that.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And I think you're going to take over. I would love to see you just continue to dominate to the point where, like, musically they're forced to put you in the category with all the other girls who are doing their thing. I could see it.
Can you?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I feel like you've made great strides, even though you've only put out a handful of records.
Yeah, MTV posted me the other day. See? And I was kind of like, hey, what? Yeah, they posted me as upcoming artist. Right. And I was like, what the fuck?
The weird thing about it, though, is that it feels like in this world of Zeus and Shade Room and all this type of audience, these are a lot of Black women who basically want to see the male be painted as the villain.
Well, I'm mixed, right?
But I know, but I feel like that's part of the problem, is that you don't want to be the victim. You're not.
No, I'm not the victim.
Like, yeah,
that would piss me off.
But that's like the attitude of a lot of.
Point me in the right direction. I saw the picture, but I don't know where it's at. Point me in the right direction, guys. Where to find this alleged baby? Alleged Blueface baby. Let me see something. Ooh. All right, let me see something. Here's the link, guys, if you want to come up for a second. Okay, let me see. Reading these comments, guys. Good morning, Rosen. Let me see. Oh yeah, let me look at it there. Hold on, let me go check it out over there. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Hold on. I thought he would have it on his Instagram. I know he has it on his video. But it looks like it's only on the thumbnail though. Let me see some. Let me see. No. This is the only picture we have of this little boy right here. Oh man, come on. Hold on one second. Forget it. I messed up here. Trying to blow it up. All right, guys, I'm gonna get up off here. I'll find the information, and it's morning time. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out, and I'll be back bright and early. Love y'all. Stay blessed. I'm out. Mwah.